Delta Airlines, the official airline of Madison Square Garden, and by Citibank. For banking anytime, anywhere, any way you choose. At Citibank, the city never sleeps.
Welcome back to the Philadelphia Spectrum, and we're set for the introduction of the lineup so you can hear the support for the Knicks.
Derek Harper, the center in his 10th season from Georgetown, 7 feet, number 33, Patrick Ewing. At one forward, his rookie season from Notre Dame, 6'8", number 2, Monty Williams. And at the other forward, his 7th season from Pittsburgh, 6'10", number 54, Charles Smith. The Knicks coached by Pat Riley. His assistants Jeff Van Gundy, Bob Salmi, and Jeff Nicks. The trainers, Mike Saunders. Season from Clemson, 6'11", number 4, Sharon Wright. At one forward, his 5th season from North Carolina, 6'10", number 42, Scott Williams. And at the other forward, his 3rd season from Southern Mississippi, 6'7", number 35, Clarence Witherspoon. 76ers coached by John Lucas.
And you see a new look John Lucas. More on that later on Knicks Game Night. We discussed the fact that the 76ers have been involved in a number of close games, and they have lost their last 4 games in the final minutes. Earlier, John Andres talked with John Lucas and asked how difficult has it been for him.
Well, I try not to blame myself. I try not to take it personal. And we have made some mistakes. We're a real young team. And we've caught some teams that really haven't been prepared for us. You know, they were taking us for granted. And we had chances and opportunities to win, and we just couldn't finish. We're getting better. Our young players are getting better, but we're not there yet, and we got to keep working. And if we can continue to get smarter in late-game situations, because I have players that wouldn't be normally playing at the end of games on other teams that were on other teams last year. So this is all new and a new learning experience.
Well, Marv, John is getting with the times. A lot of guys going with that shaved head look, and he felt that bald spot, I guess, was making him look older, which is the last thing he wants to communicate to his young team.
And we're set for the opening tip. It will be Sharon Wright, the rookie from Clemson, against Patrick Ewing. Bennett Salvatore, Ed F. Rush, and Blaine Reichel are the officials. The 76ers controlling the opening tip. Dana Barros, guarded by Derek Harper. And here is Clarence Weatherspoon. Clarence Weatherspoon had a 29-point game against the Knicks back on December the 10th at the Garden. Charles Smith all the way. And he has tied the game at 2.
And it was all the way. He brought that ball over half court and kept rolling. Nice move by Charles, and should give him a nice lift to start things off.
And a foul is called on Monty Williams, battling for position with Clarence Weatherspoon. Among the many problems suffered by the 76ers, the fact that they have been hit by injury. Sean Bradley these days comes off the bench. He has been struggling. He's been playing with a sprained right knee. B.J. Tyler, a question mark because of the flu. He is in uniform, though. And Jeff Malone has been out with a heel injury. Willie Burton is back after missing 7 games with a sprained right ankle. And Burton is in the starting lineup. Burton, a guy who really hurt the Knicks in the earlier meeting in New York. Ewing the spin. Nice fake. It counts, and the foul. Foul committed by Sharon Wright. So Patrick Ewing to the free throw line.
Oh, nice studied move by Patrick Ewing, sizing up Sharon Wright, spinning inside. That's where he lost him, and then the head fake made Wright commit. So Patrick draws the foul, and with his strength makes the basket also.
Three-point play for Ewing. And the Knicks have a 5-2 lead. Harper picking up Barros in the backcourt. This is Wright. And Ewing with the rebound. The Knicks on the road have a record of 12-9. They had won 7 straight. The streak was stopped and shot at last Friday night. Starks try to adjust on that floater. Barros looking for the screen. Loves to fire from downtown. Burton pops it all the way across court.
Sixers are sharing the ball nicely as they move inside. And Weatherspoon shows Monty Williams how tough he can be with that one-on-one move.
Clarence Weatherspoon in his 3rd NBA season out of Southern Miss. The steal by Barros. Harper doing a nice, beautiful pass. Barros finding Scott Williams. Harper's been doing a nice job in cutting off Dana Barros, not giving him much room. But that time, Barros found the open man, Scott Williams, 6 or 6, and the Knicks 5. Charles Smith facing a double team. Shot clock at 6. Smith. Rebound Ewing. And the Knicks take a 1-point lead.
Oh, Patrick towered over the opposition on that move.
The Knicks have won 3 in a row, 19 of the last 23 against the 76ers, and they've taken 6 of the last 7 here at the Spectrum. Weatherspoon measuring his move, and a hand check called by Bennett Salvatore against Charles Smith. It's a non-shooting foul, and the Sixers will throw in.
This is why Weatherspoon is so tough. He's one of those big guys who can put the ball on the floor like the little shorter players can do so well.
Barros trying to slice his way in. Harper ahead of the field. So Barros coughed it up, and Harper has given the Knicks a 9-6 advantage.
Well, Derek Harper got back at Barros for what Barros just did to him a moment ago.
Monty Williams trying to front Clarence Weatherspoon. There's Burton on the crossover. Burton fires it up. Rebound Weatherspoon.
Box out wasn't strong enough on Weatherspoon.
Knicks 9, Philadelphia 8. Ewing again on the fake, draws the foul. Beautiful double pump by Ewing that had Sharon Wright going up in the air, and Wright is called for the foul, a second, and that will bring forth Sean Bradley, who has not been a favorite of 76er fans here at the Spectrum. So Ewing to the free throw line. The Knicks coming off the win on Tuesday against Golden State, although they had a very difficult time with the undermanned Warriors, who were able to slow it down. Golden State led 38-36 at the half. You hear the reaction for Sean Bradley as he comes on for Sharon Wright. A Golden State team that was depleted by injury. In fact, with Tom Gugliotta hurting his knee, they were at one point down to 8 men, and the Knicks had a struggle to pull it out, and it was Derek Harper had a season high of 26. 7 from downtown to tie his career mark. Knicks hit 13 three-pointers. That is a franchise record. But neither club looking to bomb here in the early going. Scott Williams. Philadelphia 76ers lead the NBA in three-point field goal percentage at 41%.
Obviously, they're led by Dana Barros, who's shooting the ball so well this year. Dana making 49% of his three-point shots. There's a look at the AT&T long-distance shooting information. Philadelphia at 41%. from three-point range.
Bradley was called on that foul. Now Scott Williams guarding Patrick Ewing, and he's called for the push. And that is 14 fouls on the 76ers. 4 minutes gone by. And it's the Knicks 10 and the Sixers 8. Here Starks for three. And rebounded by Weatherspoon. Barros setting up on Hoffer. They double up on Burton. Scott Williams. And last touch by the Knicks. That double team on Burton is noteworthy because in the past, although Pat Riley has changed his thinking regarding double teaming, you rarely saw that. And here the Knicks go right at the double team on the big guard, Willie Burton.
Willie Burton has shown some explosive qualities this year. Scott Williams executes a nice soft jump hook shot.
The Knicks and the Sixers tied at 10. Ewing putting the move on Williams. Patrick Ewing able to dominate a player like Scott Williams. And John Lucas not looking to go with Sean Bradley at this point against Patrick Ewing, although the other end of the court is Ewing, who punches the ball away from Bradley, guarding the big man. Foul is called on Hoffer. Barros got the step on the drive.
Undoubtedly, John Lucas wants to keep Bradley on the floor as long as he can. He has a propensity for early fouls, so he's sparing him the experience of guarding Ewing right away.
Timeout is called with 6:57 remaining in this first quarter.
If you've ever dreamed of owning or leasing the ultimate driving machine, there's no better place to begin than at Haberstad of Huntington. You can lease the high-performance BMW 325i for much less than you expected. 189 horsepower can take you from 0 to 60 in just 7.8 seconds. The 24-valve electronic 6-cylinder engine has a design so advanced, it requires very little maintenance beyond changing the oil, filter, and spark plugs. See it, drive it at Haberstad of Huntington.
Enter the home of Hassett and Wantaw, the ultimate full-service automobile dealership, and discover what thousands of your Long Island neighbors already know, that you get something more with our low prices. You get even more than the best incentives, even more than award-winning service priced fairly. At Hassett, you get 73 full-time employees driven by one singular objective, your peace of mind. Hassett in nearby Wantaw.
The industry leader in name brand hand and power tools, nationally recognized for excellence in sales, service, and satisfaction. The most knowledgeable salespeople in the industry, serving Long Island for over 20 years. The only tool stores that specialize in repairs and service. On-site delivery. Dynamite Tools, Selden Plaza, Selden, Smithtown Avenue, Bohemia, and now on Hempstead Turnpike, Farmingdale. Call 800-640-TOOL.
6'8" Willie Burton was released by the Miami Heat early in December this year, but he's made a big impression as a member of the Sixers, and he's getting double teaming attention by the Knicks early.
Knicks with a 12-10 lead on Philadelphia. Weatherspoon. And he's tied the game at 12. Weatherspoon with 8 of the Sixers' 12 points. Philly has hit 6 of 10 here at the start. And the Knicks hit 5 of 8 from the field, so both clubs on target. 6.5 remaining in the first quarter. The rebound stuffed home by Patrick Ewing, and he has scored 10 of the Knicks' 14 points.
Monty Williams kept everybody busy with that nice drive, and that freed Patrick Ewing to hang around the hoop.
Here's the double again on Burton. Illegal defense called for the first time against the Knicks. The Philadelphia 76ers come off a victory over the Bullets here at the Spectrum on Wednesday. And Dana Barros with 24 points, but 16 of the 24 in the fourth quarter. He was on his way to one of his poorer outings of the season, then turned it on in the fourth quarter. Dallas snapping, Philly snapping a 5-game losing streak with that win over Washington. Foul is called on Starks. Correction, it's Monty Williams on the foul, his second. And here comes Anthony Mason checking in for the first time.
John Lucas very pleased with that long rebound by Sean Bradley.
Now Bradley over Ewing.
Well, they were booing him when he came in, and it didn't take long to turn it around. But the Sixer fans and John Lucas haven't seen enough of that kind of play from big Sean Bradley.
Sean Bradley playing with a sprained right knee, not the same knee that he injured last season. Three-pointer for John Starks. And the Knicks lead by 3.
You believe this crowd response when the Knicks hit a basket? I mean, this is truly a neutral court for Philadelphia tonight.
Well, that's an illegal defense for the second time and a technical foul. Technical foul being awarded. A look at some of the Knicks fans. More than 300 fans made the trip to Philadelphia on the 5th annual Brotherly Love Express, busing down from the Garden late this afternoon. And John, as you are well aware, because you were on hand, the group treated to a pregame indoor tailgate party hosted by Johnny Hoops, along with Knicks Director of Community Relations Cal Ramsey and Knicks Team Vice President Frank Murphy, as Willie Burton pounds one up. Burton on the follow. Burton again, and rejected. Charles Smith on the pull-up, changed his mind, and knocked out of bounds by the Sixers. I'm told the bus ride back home will feature genuine Philadelphia cheesesteak sandwiches as a post-game treat.
I know you'd be there, Marv, but you'd love to, but you have a game in Orlando this weekend.
Headed to Orlando. Charles Smith drawing the foul. The
personal foul is on Willie Burton.
Willie Burton is called for the foul and a technical. Apparently Burton had a bit too much to say, and he was pasted with a technical. John Starks will shoot the tee. Under normal conditions, when the Sixers do not have a good team, because obviously tickets at Knicks games in at Madison Square Garden are hard to come by, the Knicks do get much support here at the Spectrum. It's an opportunity to see the Knicks. So they're hearing it from the crowd, plus the fact that they have the Brotherly Love Express working for them at the same time.
Well, Marv, as I addressed the very happy crowd earlier in the late afternoon, that sounds good, earlier in the late afternoon.
Little groggy, John.
I reminded the group that if they wanted the Knicks to do well tonight, it was their duty to express it. Because when you're away from home, you need that support, and they're into it right away. What a good group of people, really enthusiastic, love the Knicks, and I know the players, had they been there, would have enjoyed feeling the enthusiasm of these very loyal fans.
So you put the pressure right on these folks.
I did. That was my duty, and I think Coach Riley would appreciate it.
Jeff Grayer has come on for the first time, a recent addition to the Philadelphia roster. Weatherspoon able to post up, and Clarence Weatherspoon is killing the Knicks here in the first quarter. He now has 10 points. The Knicks 20 and the Sixers 16 as we approach 4 minutes to go in the first. Starks being guarded by Grayer. Hoffer, that's 2-point range, put on the line, and it's handled by Barros. And Barros changed his mind. Now Barros shooting. Rebounded by Mason. Knicks on the run. Sixers able to get back. Smith shooting. Yes. And the Knicks lead by 6.
Boy, is he effective from the perimeter versus underneath the basket. It's a very interesting thing how Charles hits that jump shot. Loves to take that long jumper.
6 points for Charles Smith. Now Weatherspoon going right back at him at the other end. He's called for an offensive foul.
That's a rare call when the offensive player turns into the defensive man, as he did. You think of Anthony Mason, how he punishes the defender when he's posting up a man underneath, and it's generally the foul on the defense. In this case here, Weatherspoon banging hard on Charles, and he got the foul call against him.
Mason blocked. Good pass from Ewing on the double team. Barros tried the change of pace dribble against Hoffer. Now loses Hoffer momentarily off the pick. Here's Bradley with a running hook. It counts, and the foul. Foul committed by Smith. And Sean Bradley, again hearing the cheers from the crowd. He'll go to the free throw line.
Sean Bradley, now he's facing his man. He's 7'6". That's pretty tough to do and move like that. And then that shot, a most unorthodox soft hook shot. You know, in the write-up about him in the press notes, it said he's made 2 sky hooks this year, Marv, and I can recall a beautiful sky hook he made here in the Spectrum against the Knicks. Who knew several games later that would only be one of only 2 this year?
Sixer fans, it's now time for the Travel One seat upgrade.
Next is Lady. Exceptional sheen. Oh, very good color. Prince. Hands. Oh, such stateliness, such majesty.
Larry. Larry.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
The best of show? More? Let's talk business. You have your offer. I have mine. You want to win, you got to have the right players. The right sharp copy can boost productivity and save you money. Whether it's the most reliable high-volume copy ever tested, a modular system you can grow with, or the convenience of a compact. Call for Sharp's new winning game plan video. It'll help you pick the right sharp copy. That's what it takes to win it all.
Only the people who invented America's #1 selling minivans could have a minivan sale like this. The Chrysler Plymouth National Minivan Sale is here. Get up to $1,000 cash back on Plymouth Voyager, roomier Grand Voyager, and Chrysler Town & Country, or 4.9% financing. You could get up to $2,100 off, but it won't last long. The 1995 Chrysler Plymouth National Minivan Sale, only at the Minivan Store, at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
This is for junior Knicks fans. You can now become a member of the Knicks Fan Club, presented by Modell's Sporting Goods. Each member gets terrific team merchandise, an official membership certificate and badge, plus the Out of Bounds newsletter 4 times a year. For an application, call 201-784-9600. I'm hungry.
Does not take much to get you going.
Oh, that was good.
Pointed out. Illegal defense called against the 76ers for the first time. 2:46 remaining in this first quarter. The Knicks 22 and the Sixers 19. Weatherspoon with 10, Bradley with 5, and Barros and Burton have not scored in this first quarter. Ewing guarded by Bradley and took the hit. Sean Bradley picks up his second. The 76ers over the foul limit, so Ewing to the line. Patrick Ewing is 2 of 3 at the free throw line.
Sean Bradley listed at 248 pounds and 7 feet 6 inches tall. His greatest challenge as time goes on, starting the next time the ball dribbles up court, is to deny his opponent the position underneath. That's a function of weight and strength. And that's the difficulty he had with Ewing on that play, as Ewing got the position down low that he wanted.
The Knicks now lead by 5. Anthony Bonner has come on for the first time. Bonner with Ewing and Mason up front. Starks and Hoffer in the backcourt. Shot clock down to 6. Barros 3 on the 24 and has to fire. Ewing with the rebound. Here comes Hoffer. Mason. Oh, what a move. On the the reverse, was able to beat Weatherspoon going to the other side, and the Knicks lead by 7.
Well, Weatherspoon thought he could draw a charging foul, but he didn't realize how adept at handling the ball Mason is.
Hubert Davis is getting set to check in. Illegal defense against the Knicks. Again, it's the third call, and a technical foul awarded to the Sixers. Again, Dana Barros, who is off to the slow start, will go to the free throw line. Here's Davis for Starks. John Starks leaves with 4 points, hit one from downtown. And that is the first point of the quarter for Dana Barros. Following tonight's game, the Knicks will charter to Orlando. They have the big one on Sunday against the Orlando Magic, and then Tuesday they're back home for the Milwaukee Bucks. The Knicks and the Magic split the 2 previous meetings, but the Magic won in Orlando by 25, and that is a game that is on the minds of the Knicks. Jeff Grayer with his first field goal. Jeff Grayer was signed as a free agent after spending 4 years with Milwaukee and the last 2 with Golden State. Davis given the room, and it's rebounded by Williams. Barros and Grayer in the backcourt. Weatherspoon with Bradley and Williams up front. Weatherspoon guarded now by Bonner. Bradley with the head fake. Knocked away by Ewing. He patiently waited for the move to conclude and then batted it away. Here's Ewing from deep. Yes. Oh, Patrick Ewing is off to a terrific start at both ends. And we have a whistle. NF Rush over at the scorer's table. And apparently an adjustment of the clock. Now, John, the last time we were here in Philadelphia, I believe we had 100 stoppages by the officials because of the problems that they have here at the scorer's table. That is number 1. So they've got quite a way here. They've really tightened things up, you might say.
Well, they're keeping up with the team. The team's a little better, too, Marv. It's real teamwork here.
River Davis for Anthony Mason. The Knicks looking very sharp. Have a 30-22 lead. Half-minute left in this first quarter. Barros setting it up against Harper. Harper has done a tremendous job against Barros. That's one of the rare times that Barros got the step and was able to hit that floating shot.
Well, he didn't get by Derek Harper, but he adjusted with quite a move himself.
6-point Knick lead. Final second. Harper spinning for the shot. That's the end of the first quarter here at the Spectrum. It's the Knicks 30 and the 76ers 24.
Bootness means nothing could stop you. Not a patch of ice, not a drift of snow. It was a great idea then, and it still is. Around the world, we have a tremendous following. Timberland means you can get back into the outdoors and back to being human again. I use my American Express card almost 99% of the time. I don't have to sit around and think, oh gosh, where am I relative to my credit limit? I use it without reflection.
The American Express card is welcomed at Timberland and other down-to-earth places.
Hi, John Reese from Dunwoody, Georgia writes, I love Snapple. I want to know if you have a mascot, and if not, could I be it? All right.
If he wants to be a mascot, he has to train hard. He has to be physical. Just wearing a costume is a lot of work because the head might be too heavy. You have to have an attitude to be successful, to be great. You have to have an attitude to be a mascot. We're proud of you, John.
Thanks. In Texas, it's big, even by Texas standards. In New York, you can only see it a sliver at a time. It's the sky above America, and it's now part of Alamo territory. Because you can earn miles on most major U.S. airlines when you rent from Alamo, with more on-airport locations than ever, and unlimited miles, including some that are 30,000 feet in the air.
You know, I really hate it when my CD player dies before the disc finishes. So I use Energizer AA lithium batteries from Nobody Beats the Wiz. They just keep on going.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by Toyota. I love what you do for me, Toyota. By Payne Weber. And by Coca-Cola. Always jammin', always Coca-Cola.
Back at the Spectrum, our Coke Classic play. John, we flash back to January of '93, end of the first quarter. Knicks against the 76ers. Doc Rivers, the one-time Knick, just tossing it down court and flinging it home. And there you have it, John, our Coke Classic play. Every once in a while, we like to bring back a little vintage footage.
Very, very nice memory.
Illegal defense called as this second quarter gets underway, and the Sixers are hit with their second illegal, and a technical foul awarded to the Knicks. Both clubs shot well in the first quarter. 11 of 19 by the Knicks. Hubert Davis shooting the technical, and the Knicks now lead 31-24. Indiana Pacers have a 1-point lead over the Orlando Magic at the end of one quarter. Coming into tonight, the Knicks 6 games behind first place Orlando. Orlando playing at Indiana and hit by injury going into tonight's game. Magic losing at home last night. Anthony Bonner extends to a 9-point Knick lead. The Magic losing to the Seattle Supersonics last night. Orlando was 21-0 at home prior to that loss. Weatherspoon picked up on a switch. Bradley. Sean Bradley showing the touch. Bradley has 7 points.
He looks terrific.
And the Knicks now lead by 7. Harper and Davis now at the guards, and Derek Harper able to hit. Knicks have a front line of Ewing, Mason, and Bonner.
Almost a night off in some ways for Harper, dealing with the shorter player like Barrows. Of course, Barrows is terrific, but at least Derek Harper knows he can get his shot off against the smaller player.
Weatherspoon. 12 points for Weatherspoon. I know Dana Barrows would be delighted to hear that Derek Harper has the night off.
Well, I mean in a sense of the big guards that he's been facing lately.
I just want you to explain yourself, John.
I hope I did.
Because he's shorter?
Yeah, because he's shorter, Harper can shoot that ball much more readily.
Bradley with the rebound.
I was impressed with Barrows, though, Mark. Talking to him before the game. What a humble guy.
Barrows on the recovery and able to save it. This is Grayer. And the Knicks now lead 35-30. Dana Barrows listed at 5'11". We touched on this at the opening. He is perhaps 5'9.5". And after some careful research, it's been discovered he is only the 7th player, as Ewing is able to hit, to be under 6 foot to make the All-Star team.
Michael Adams, Fred Scolari, etc.
Grayer picked up by Ewing on the switch. Shot clock is down to 6. Here's Bradley. Sean Bradley again, winning some fans back. He's hit 3 out of 4 from the field. He has 9 points. Mason, yes, and Anthony Mason has had the touch. So the Knicks now lead 39-32. 6 points for Mason.
That's a long jump shot for Mason. Good signs as his game keeps expanding.
Bonner with the steal. Bonner could save it. Good hustle, though, by Anthony Bonner.
How many players will pick up the basketball and hand it to the official? He's a little special when it comes to little things like that. Great effort by Bonner pursuing that loose ball. He bends down and hands the ball to the official.
It's amazing that you notice something like that because so few players do show that that kind of grace these days.
He's got good manners even in the heat of competitive basketball.
Both clubs shooting well in the second quarter. Sixers at 4 of 4 from the floor. They've hit their last 5 shots. And the Knicks 4 out of 5 from the field. And a whistle by Ed F. Rush. And apparently they have, again, a problem with the clock. And we get the official timeout. It is being reset. And Willie Burton, who just checked back in, will inbound. Rick Graham on the floor for the first time. Graham in his second year out of Indiana. John, we talked about this last time. I have never seen a more incompetent situation than we see here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. I feel like we're back in the days of early NBA.
Convention Hall in Philadelphia.
Well, it's a joke how many problems they have, which just slows the game down, and the officials hate it. We were talking about it with the officials, and the league really should do something about it. Rick Graham is able to hit, and the Knicks now lead 39-32 with 4 minutes gone by in the second quarter.
Marv, next weekend when you're mingling with NBA officials at the All-Star game.
That's first on the agenda.
It'll
absolutely
give you something to chat about. Commissioner David Stern, Russ Granick, Rod Thorne, Matt Winnick will enjoy.
We'll call a meeting. Sean Bradley hears it from the crowd as he sits down. The Knicks with a 39-35 lead.
Two hands.
Starks for Mason. Here's Starks for 3. And rebounded by Burton.
Knicks are not allowing fast break opportunities for Philadelphia. Their defensive transition is excellent so far.
This is Teron Wright. Nice move by the rookie out of Clemson. First-round draft pick, the 6th selection overall. And the Knicks lead is now 2. Starks all the way. A hard driving move by Starks. The basket counts and the foul. You rarely see that kind of move to the basket and the foul.
John Starks exploding to the hoop, Marv, with taller people around him. That didn't stop him. It's an example of not trying to dunk the ball every time. Starks using the backboard in classic fashion on that layup.
And one of those big people, Teron Wright, picks up the foul, his 3rd. 3-point play for Starks. The Knicks 42 and the Sixers 37. John Lucas going with a new backcourt. And Graham handling the ball. Rayer and Burton also can play the big guard positions. Rayer guarded by Starks, and a holding foul has been called on Starks. Timeout is taken now by the Sixers with 6:55 remaining. First half.
It was the best first date I ever had, and she was crazy about me.
I couldn't stand him. All he talked about was himself.
I can be a good listener.
He never shut up.
It's funny how two people can look at the same thing differently.
And I just hope she didn't think it was too, serious.
Well, he did have a good sense of humor.
To some, this is a great-tasting imported beer. And to others, it's a great-tasting light beer. Either way, it's Amstel Light.
What's the difference? I looked horrible anyway.
What a knockout.
Person needs to send resume to New York. Wants to make a big impression. Goes to post office. Finds out priority mail is a smart solution. Resume gets noticed. Person gets job. Now, you can only get a can. Team needs new jerseys. Person has to deliver them overnight. Goes to post office. Finds express mail is a smart solution. Guarantees delivery. Jerseys arrive on time. Person avoids getting sacked.
Yeah!
What would you do with a 1995 BMW 525i?
We'd go for a Sunday drive.
You're this close.
And a Monday drive, and a Tuesday drive.
You're this close.
This close?
Us?
Sure. You're just $389 a month away with $2,500 down.
Wow.
We could handle that.
Yeah.
With a You Can Handle It lease, you're closer than you think.
We're this close?
This close.
The new 525i. You can handle it at your tri-state BMW dealer.
John, we were discussing earlier the fact that Dana Barros, under 6 foot, only the 7th player in the history of the NBA to make the All-Star team. You mentioned Fred Scolari, Billy Gabor, Michael Adams, Calvin Murphy on the list, Ralph Beard, and one-time Laker and New York Knicks Slater Martin. It should also be pointed out that these heights are out of the basketball encyclopedia, and in several cases, it may be stretched somewhat. But you can't blame these guys for trying.
An inch here, an inch there. They're all under 6 feet, and the guy on the right, of course, is the 5'9", 5'10", 5'11", whatever you want to call him. But he's an NBA All-Star, Dana Barros, and his teammate, the big guy, Sean Bradley, playing like an All-Star for the Sixers in the first half.
Yes, a strong first half for Bradley, and look at the shooting by both clubs in this second quarter. The Knicks lead 42-37, 6.5 remaining in the half. Davis over Graham. Yes. Hubert Davis extends to a 7-point Knick lead. Greg Graham, a first-round draft pick of Charlotte last season, and he was acquired in the deal involving Dana Barros and Percy Hawkins. This is Burton from deep. 3-pointer for Willie Burton. That is his specialty. The Knick lead is cut to 4. Davis on the head fake. And Smith is fouled. Graham and Williams looking to poke the ball away. It's called on Graham. Second team foul on the 76ers. Charles Smith was looking to go to the foul line. He thought in the act. But Bennett Salvatore says no, and he will inbound.
The way the Knicks have been shooting the ball, one would think they'd have a 12, 14-point lead right now, but the Sixers are doing a nice job.
Yes, both teams better than 60% from the field. Mason surprised to find that much room. Bonner on the follow was fouled. Anthony Mason off the fake had the clear path, and then Scott Williams is called for the foul on Bonner.
Here's Mason with the strong drive now. Ball goes in, out, back inside again, and he rolls to the hoop. Boy, that looks like an easy one for Mason, but thankfully for the Knicks, Bonner was right there with his typical tough second effort on the boards.
And these days, that is a rare miss at the free throw line for Anthony Bonner, who's up at 77% at the line. He has come a long way. 84% at the foul line the last 12 games. So hits 1 of 2, and the Knicks now lead 45-40.
On that second shot, he kept his footing and he leaned into the shot. Kept his body in that position to follow through, and that's why it went in.
Patrick Ewing getting set to return. And it's kicked out by Bonner. Here comes Ewing. And he'll replace Bonner. So Ewing with Mason and Smith up front. Davis and Starks in the backcourt, and John Lucas about to counter with Sean Bradley. 7'6" Sean Bradley now replacing Jeff Grayer. Sixers have 9 of the 24. 5.5 to go in this first half, and the Knicks with a 5-point lead. Witherspoon has to force it with 2 on the shot clock, and the rebound handled by Davis. Gets it down for Mason. Smith. Smith able to get to the rebound. Hubert Davis wide open. Starks able to spot him. And Bradley pulls it down.
Bradley going after that defensive rebound. He didn't wait till it came to him.
Dana Barros will check back in a in a moment. 76ers looking for help in the backcourt, in particular with that's an illegal defense again. B.J. Tyler bothered by the flu and assorted injuries. Jeff Malone is out with the heel injury, so they're looking in the direction of the CBA, talking about CBA scoring machine Alfonso Ford, a second-round draft pick of Philadelphia in 1993. Talking about Greg Grant, one-time Sixer, one-time Knick. Tim Legler played at LaSalle. So the Sixers might make a move in the next couple of days in that direction.
So World B. Free hanging around here before the game, Marv. He's affiliated with the franchise. I think he want a shot.
Oh, yes, I'm sure he would. Yes, World B is the strength coach of the 76ers these days. Crowd wanted a travel on Charles Smith. And a loose ball foul is called against the Knicks. Anthony Mason called for the foul and has a brief discussion regarding that call. There is World B. Free.
So World chatting with Maurice Cheeks before the game. Went over and said, Maurice, we read about your number being retired here at the Spectrum on Monday night coming up. It should be tonight against the Knicks. Everybody agreed.
Monday night with the Atlanta Hawks in town. As Mason drove for the hoop, that basket won't count. He drew the foul.
Personal foul, Scott Williams.
It's on Scott Williams. There is Maurice Cheeks, an assistant coach with the 76ers. It will be Maurice Cheeks' retirement night, Monday night, here at the Spectrum. Last year, Maurice, an assistant coach with Quad City in the CBA. They won the CBA title. Certainly one of the best defensive guards in the history of the game. One-time Knick overall, spent 14 years in the NBA, for the most part with Philadelphia. Bradley on the box out. 3.5 to go in this first half, and the Knicks lead 45-41. Burton for three. Just did get the front rim. Ewing tossing down. Starks with the catch, but could not hit.
Boy, was Ewing on target.
Barrows for three. And that is his first three-pointer of the game. Dana Barrows cutting it to a one-point Knick lead. Dana Barrows second to Stevie Kerr of Chicago, shooting just under 50% from three-point land. Offensive foul on Harper. The Knicks have missed their last 6 shots in the midst of a down spell, and as a result, the Sixers have moved within one. Timeout called with 2:51 left first half.
Sixer fans, direct your attention to the court for tonight's American Air. Charles Minland, Zendon Hamilton, Felipe Lopez. Don't miss St. John's as they battle UConn live from the Garden Saturday night on MSG2.
The tradition of incredible savings and value continues at the Tri-County Jewelry Exchange. There's nothing like it anywhere. Over $30 million of exquisite jewelry. Spectacular Valentine gifts at prices you're sure to fall in love with. Come in today and enter to win Tri-County's Sweetheart Sweepstakes, a 6-day, 5-night all-expense-paid vacation package to Sandals Resort, Jamaica, the Caribbean's #1 ultimate all-inclusive luxury resort for couples only. Air transportation supplied by Air Jamaica. Make this Valentine's Day extra special at the Tri-County Jewelry Exchange in Levittown today.
When your family wants great food, call our family. Dante Familia Pizza and Pasta. For mouth-watering Italian specialties delivered oven fresh to your home. Or come to our home for homemade pizza, pasta, heroes, and more. Always fresh and delicious. Right now at Dante, buy 1 pie and get any 2 toppings free. Dante Familia Pizza and Pasta in Plainview and Bethpage. Your home around Dante.
Come to where everything Jeep is in plentiful supply, right here at East Hills Jeep Eagle in Roseland. Hi, I'm Bob Nystrom for my good friends at East Hills Jeep Eagle in Roseland. Whether you want to buy or lease the luxurious and practical Jeep Grand Cherokee or the sporty Jeep Wrangler, the car that legends are made of, you're certain to find the best deals anywhere, right here at East Hills Jeep Eagle in Roseland. East Hills Jeep Eagle in Roslyn. Big selection, low prices, and plenty of smiling faces.
Tomorrow you can jumpstart the weekend with college basketball as the #1 ranked Massachusetts takes on George Washington at noon. Then Damon Stoudemire and the #12 Arizona Wildcats host Washington at 4 p.m. and then at 8 p.m. on MSG2, St. John's takes on #4 ranked UConn live from the Garden. Catch all the action right here on the MSG network, the best in the game.
2:45 remaining in the first half, and the Knick lead is down to 1. Derek Alston has come on for the first time for the Sixers, a rookie out of Duquesne, a second-round draft pick. John Lucas going deep into the roster here in the first half. Weatherspoon not able to hit, and back comes Starks. Starks and Hoffer in the backcourt. Ewing, Smith, Mason up front. Mason had the baseline closed, but able to get it over to Smith. Charles with a spin, but had nowhere to go. Still 9 on the shot clock. Hoffer off the dribble. Smith. What ball movement. The Knicks could not find the shot. It ended up in the hands of Charles Smith, and he hit the corner jump.
Fingertip passing of the basketball.
The Knicks 47, Philadelphia 44. Barros did not use the screen, went the other way. And a foul is called. It's on Alston. Derek Alston, a native of Hoboken, New Jersey, out of Duquesne. Goes 6'11", 225 pounds, and getting some minutes here at the end of the first half.
I played a guy against a guy, Marv, from that part of the country. I wonder if it's the son of this fellow Alston. Could that be?
You know, John, I
remember Joe Alston.
I really think we should research that. Are you saying that there's a guy by the name of Joe Alston in Hoboken?
In my past, yes.
Yeah. Are you saying that anybody might care about this?
I think it was St. Francis of Loretto, as I recall. Same state.
That's fascinating.
To me, it is.
A minute 42 remaining in this first half. Well, I think they're a little sluggish. I think the exposure to the fans.
Well, I haven't heard many Alstons in my career. I can only think of a baseball. You know,
that's good. Brotherly Love Express, I think, may have taken its toll on you earlier, John. Burton with a beautiful reverse, and he draws the foul. Anybody from your grade school days that might come to mind, might want to bring up during the course of the telecast?
Well, if I find a familiar name wearing a Sixer uniform, it might come up.
Willie Burton. Willie is an 80% free throw shooter. He's averaging just under 18 points per game. What a turnaround for Willie Burton. #1 draft pick of Miami, spent 4 years with the Heat. A tumultuous 4 years because of alcohol and depression problems. It is said that he has turned his life around and has come through as a member of the Philadelphia 76ers. He has had an outstanding season. Weatherspoon batted it away. Mason on the recovery. Mason with the look away to Ewing. What a play by Mason. First the recovery showing the quick hands, and then was able to get it on a look-away pass to Patrick Ewing.
Boy, that play expressed the personality of Mason and the physical ability, the strength, the determination, and the unselfishness.
Nick lead is now 4. Hoffer with a steal, and he is fouled by Barros. No, they called it the other way. Hoffer took it away, and apparently he stepped out of bounds.
Another look at that Mason play, the pursuit of that loose basketball. Bonner's in on it too, but Mason comes up with it, looks away like the point guard that he wants to be from time to time, and sets up Patrick Ewing to the finish.
The ruling that Hoffer made the steal but was out of bounds, leading to the whistle. And the foul is called. So Burton back to the line as Bonner is called for his first. 26 seconds to go in this first half, and the Knicks with a 4-point lead.
You're talking about Burton a moment ago, Marv, released by the Miami Heat on November 3rd. In other words, he was not costly for this franchise, and he certainly is with the right coach, John Lucas, who has spent the better part of his adult life helping less fortunate people, people with massive problems, whether they be drug-related or just personal problems. And very nice for Willie Burton to be in the hands now of John Lucas.
22nd timeout is taken by Pat Riley.
There are still split tickets available. So what you have to do is get rid of 16 on the front court.
Reminder, following the Knicks Magic meeting in Orlando on Sunday, it will be the Knicks and the Milwaukee Bucks Tuesday at Madison Square Garden. Al Troutwig, the Knicks game night at 7 o'clock. Will be on hand 7:30. The Knicks winning in Milwaukee in their earlier meeting last month in a come-from-behind effort.
And the Bucks presenting their new NBA All-Star as well, Vin Baker, whose career is coming along quite nicely.
And, of course, the big dog, Robinson, making his Madison Square Garden NBA debut. And again, a whistle, Ed F. Rush, pointing to the clock. And looks like the scoreboard may be incorrect. Should be 50-48, and they have just made the correction. Well, it shows that they may have their problems at the scorer's table, but they're honest, because that was not in favor of the Sixers. Rare miss for Patrick Ewing. But the Knicks able to keep it alive. Down to 10 seconds in the half. Down to 5. Starks sets up Harper for 3. Yes! Three-pointer by Harper with 1 second remaining in the half. And that would have counted. Halftime at the Spectrum. The Knicks 53 and the 76ers 48. Nice finish for the Knicks as Derek Harper is able to bury the 3.
Derek with plenty of time because of that good ball movement. That's what Pat Riley likes. Get that ball to the open man. You can see how happy Derek was on that one.
The Knicks by 5 at the half here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Coming up in a moment, Mike Crispino at the MSG Sports Desk.
I'm going camping this weekend, and I love it. And I hate camping. I want to sleep on dirt. I wouldn't vacuum. Fresh air, birds, trees, snakes, bears, poison ivy.
It's funny how two people can look at the same thing differently.
You stand in the clean, clear water and catch your own dinner. Well, you stand in the freezing cold water and catch pneumonia.
To some, this is a great-tasting imported beer. And to others, it's a great-tasting light beer. Either way, it's Amstel Light.
It's beautiful. You're out there in the middle of nowhere. It stinks. You're out there in the middle of nowhere.
Every business day, Delta Airlines offers New Yorkers more non-stop flights to more cities in Europe than any other airline in the world. From Paris to Moscow to Rome, Delta helps you get down to business in every corporate capital on the continent. And then we have just as many flights to bring you back to those more important meetings. Delta Airlines.
Stop. We are out of here.
At Mobile, we accept more credit and ATM cards than any other station, with no extra cost. Which means we'll take just about any card you might have.
What did you do?
Or have left.
Hi. Hi, how are you? Take this? Sure, no problem. Oh, great. We take almost everything. Would you take a dog?
Mobile. How can we help you?
A Cadillac DeVille. A Lincoln Town Car. The DeVille has front-wheel drive and full-range traction control standard. The Town Car doesn't. Just something to think about when you have somewhere to be this winter. Discover all the advantages of DeVille's front-wheel drive and full-range traction control today.
So, you think you can pick me up in the morning?
See your Cadillac Tri-Statesman.
When I want the news, I want it fast.
24 hours a day. Get it first. Get it fast. Get it now on 1010 Win.
You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of the NBA.
Back at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, it's the Knicks 53 and the 76ers 48. Hot shooting first half for both teams. Patrick Ewing leading the way with 19 points. Right here, let's check in with Mike Crispino at the MSG Sports Desk.
All right, thanks very much, Marv. The Magic are in Indiana tonight, and suddenly they must be concerned about the New York Knicks. They led them by 6 games when the night began, 5 in the loss column, and they are having some troubles at Indiana, trailing 52-49 at halftime, despite 17 points from Dennis Scott off the bench. Derek McKee leading the Pacers with 14 so far. Chris Webber back in the lineup for the Bullets after missing 19 games with that shoulder separation. The Bullets meeting the Heat tonight. Washington discarded the overweight Kevin Duckworth before the game, suspending him for being out of game condition, and they lead it 57-53. Webber has 14 points so far. He has really helped them in his first games back. Off the bench, he did not start. Scott Skiles driving and finding Webber for the completion early. Then Skiles will take it inside as Webber enjoys it. Juwan Howard happy to see him back in the lineup as well. Great shot from Skiles. High arcing layup. Washington 35-29 at that point. Liddell Eccles, former Bullet, dishing off to Glenn Rice. And the Heat cut it to 3. Then Chapman finding Webber on the baseline. Strong move, up fake, and the dunk. 14 points, as we mentioned, and a 14-point lead, 57-53 at halftime for the Bullets. Charlotte Hornets are the new Central Division leader. They lead by 2 games, hosting Milwaukee tonight. Hershey Hawkins has 13 and Scott Burrell 12 in the first half. They are leading by 3, 54-51. Glenn Robinson, by the way, has 15 points in that game. We'll be back with more after these words from MSG.
Sports Desk is brought to you by Alamo. There are over 4 million miles of road in Alamo territory, and with Alamo, all those miles are free.
Over New Mexico, it's usually clear and blue. On a typical day in Seattle, you can hardly see it at all. All across America, the sky is now part of Alamo territory because you can earn miles on most major U.S. airlines when you rent from Alamo with express rental and return and unlimited miles, including some in the skies above America.
The Quick and the Dead is this year's wildest ride. Sharon Stone has never been better.
Want to play poker with me, little lady?
Looks like you're having a pretty good time playing with yourself.
Action-packed and right on target. Great fun.
You're pretty.
You're not.
Don't miss it.
Why are you doing this to me?
Who are you? Sharon Stone, Gene Hackman. The Quick and the Dead. Rated R at theaters February 10th.
I know it sounds crazy, but yeah, I took the high endurance challenge from Old Spice because I didn't really think it could work better than my old deodorant, but it does. It evaporates less quickly, it also lasts longer, protects better. Try it. If you don't think it's the best, call 1-800-PROVE-IT and they'll buy you a stick of yours. So if you still think every deodorant works the same, take the high endurance challenge from Old Spice because now you got proof. Guaranteed.
Sports Desk is brought to you by Old Spice High Endurance. For long-lasting odor protection, demand proof. Get Old Spice.
Yankee manager Buck Showalter, talking with MSG's Bob Page today at the Yankee Fan Fest, indicated he would manage replacement players if necessary because that's what he's paid to do by George Steinbrenner. Gene Michael is in the unenviable position as general manager, preparing for the eventuality of those replacement players, although he told Page he'd rather not. He'd rather welcome back the regular players.
What's going to occur in spring training and by opening day? Are you going to field replacement players?
If that's what the industry is calling for, sure.
No, what do you think is going to happen? Is that what it's going to happen?
I think they can get a settlement. I'm always hopeful for that, and I think they can get a settlement. I don't know that they will, but we're going to have to be able to go either way on this thing.
What kind of a team can we expect to see from the Yankees if you field replacement players? I mean, can you give us some names? Who's going to be out there?
that'd be tough to do because I don't know what the other teams have. So, you know, we may not have good players, but we may stack up okay with the other teams. I don't know how this is going to go.
Meanwhile, club owners and striking players met in separate groups today, and tonight they are continuing to negotiate, hoping to reach a settlement. We'll go back to Philadelphia after these words.
When you call Collect, you're asking a favor. You're spending their dough. Hey, it's your family, your friends. So do them a favor and make sure they pay less. How? Know the code. 1-800-CALL-ATT. You'll always get AT&T, and it always costs less than 1-800-COLLECT. Dial it every time you make a Collect call. After all, it's how you'd want them to call you.
Want a price that's always lower than 1-800-COLLECT? Know the code. Dial 1-800-CALLATT.
Your true voice. Let's figure out who this new computer is really for. You or them? All right, this is for you, this is for them, you, them, you, them, probably you and them. You, if you get to the computer before they do. Definitely you. Them mostly, you sometimes. Everybody, really. If I talk about how it's built and backed and all that stuff, that won't help, because that's good for both of you. Okay, how is this? It's for everybody, but it lives in your room. You'll work it out.
For a teammate you can count on, for a teammate who comes through in the clutch, bank on the Dime Savings Bank of New York. When it comes to mortgages, we're the bank New York sports fans call their own.
Dime, the bank you can call your own.
Success.
News 12's all-new morning lineup. More weather and traffic to help you get your day started. More business news from Wall Street. More of what's happening in your community. And more of the news that's made us Long Island's first choice for local news. It all kicks off at 6 a.m. News 12's morning lineup. What you need, when you need it most.
If you're shopping around for a new car, it makes perfect sense to visit the one dealership that displays the most popular brands. Hi, I'm Bob Neister for all my friends at East Hills Chrysler Jeep in Roslyn. When you want to buy or lease a brand new Chrysler, Plymouth, Jeep, or Eagle, you're sure to find what you're looking for when you visit East Hills Chrysler Jeep. It's the one place you'll find a complete inventory without disappointment. And when it comes to price, you'll find my friends at East Hills Chrysler Jeep very, very customer friendly.
Back at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, Marv Albert, John Andres, and the Knicks with a 53-48 lead on the Philadelphia 76ers. A look at the leading scorers summary brought to you by Eagle. Test drive an Eagle at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer, or call 1-800-2-TEST-EAGLE. Patrick Ewing, in 22 minutes of play in the first half, hits 7 of 8 from the field, 5 of 7 from the line, 19 points. Charles Smith, 3 of 6 from the field, was hitting the outside shot, 8 points in all, 7 apiece for Starks and Harper. Harper had that three-pointer with a second remaining in the half. Mason, 3 of 5, 6 points, along with 4 assists for Anthony Mason. Clarence Weatherspoon, the high point man for the 76ers, 6 of 10 for his 12 points. Sean Bradley shooting well, hit 4 out of 5. He has 9, 8 for Burton, 6 for Barros. Quiet first half for the backcourt combination of Dana Barros and Willie Burton. Burton 1 of 6 and Barros 2 of 6 from the field. A look at some of the highlights in this first half.
Well, off a scramble late in the first half, Anthony Mason picks up that loose ball, fakes right, gives the ball left to Ewing for one of his 7 field goals. Beautiful move by Mason. Knicks were moving the ball beautifully also in the first half, spreading out the defense. Monty Williams on a drive. Bradley's distracted. Ewing comes in for the finish on the stuff. Clarence Weatherspoon at the beginning of the game got rolling quickly. Took Charles Smith inside. Weatherspoon about 3 inches shorter, but with the good spring in his legs and the good soft hook shot, he was on target for one of his 6 field goals in the first half. The big surprise in the first half, Sean Bradley for the Philadelphia 76ers. He's been booed regularly here in the Spectrum, but he gave the fans here reason to cheer with moves like this. Bradley had an excellent run in the first half, played 18 minutes and only has 2 fouls.
The Knicks 5-5 as we head to the third quarter. We'll be back right after these words.
Charles Minland, Zendon Hamilton, Felipe Lopez. Don't miss St. John's as they battle UConn live from the Garden Saturday night on MSG2.
News 12's all-new morning lineup. More weather and traffic to help you get your day started. More business news from Wall Street. More of what's happening in your community. And more of the news that's made us Long Island's first choice for local news. It all kicks off at 6 a.m. News 12's morning lineup. What you need, when you need it most.
Shopping around for a new car, it makes perfect sense to visit the one dealership that displays the most popular brands. Hi, I'm Bob Neisner for all my friends at East Hills Chrysler Jeep in Roslyn. Whether you want to buy or lease a brand new Chrysler, Plymouth, Jeep, or Eagle, you're sure to find what you're looking for when you visit East Hills Chrysler Jeep. It's the one to find a complete inventory without disappointment. And when it comes to price, you'll find my friends at East Hills Chrysler Jeep very, very customer friendly.
You're walking back to the parking lot after shopping or work. You're out for an evening walk or jog. You're returning to your college dorm late at night after studying. Muggings, robberies, and rapes can happen anytime. What can you do if you're attacked? Do what thousands have done. Pull the ripcord of your Guardian T14 personal alarm. The tiny Guardian T14 personal alarm is instantly activated, sending out a blaring siren that can be heard half a mile away. It can be worn on your belt, clothing, or attached to a pocketbook. It attracts attention and will scare off almost any attacker. If you travel alone, the Guardian T14 can even be attached to your door, creating an instant room alarm. At just $29.95, it's a very inexpensive way to protect yourself and your loved ones. Order the all-new Guardian T14 personal alarm now. Call anytime, 1-800-95-SIREN. Not available in stores. 1-800-95-SIREN. That number again, 1-800-95-SIREN.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by the United States Postal Service. We deliver smart solutions for you. By MetLife. Get Met. It pays. And by Mobile, helping you move faster with mobile pay at the pump.
Welcome back to the Spectrum. The Knicks 53 and the 76ers 48. A very good shooting first half for both teams. The Knicks 20 of 37, 54% from the field, and you can see the Sixers 19 of 37, 51% shooting.
How about that turnover number? Only 2 for the Knicks in the first half.
Slight edge off the boards by the Knicks. Look at the Toyota matchup between Derek Harper and Dana Barros. Quiet first half for the 76er All-Star representative.
That's a big win for Derek Harper. He averages 20 points a game, Barros does, in leading this team in scoring.
It is Knick ball as we get underway in the third quarter. Monty Williams, Patrick Ewing, Charles Smith up front, John Starks, and Derek Harper at the guard. Beautiful move by Starks. John Starks off the dribble, then going high off glass to give the Knicks a 7-point lead. The Knicks have led by as many as 9. They were up 35-26 early in the second quarter, and they have led most of the way. Burton trying to post up, and Smith over to get a piece of it. Good hustle by Williams, but it will be Sixer ball.
5 seconds.
And the 76ers will have 5 seconds to attempt the shot.
Monty Williams got his usual short amount of play in the first half, played 7 minutes. Not much statistically, but yet he seems to always be an asset on the floor with his hustle.
Weatherspoon, and rebounded by Williams. Monty leading the 3-on-1. Harper trying to finish it off. Williams on the tip, and then it's handled by Wright. Here comes Barros, looking for the 3. Well, Dana Barros has not had the touch. He's 2 for 7 overall and 1 of 2 from downtown. But as the Bullets saw the other night in the Sixers' last game, he started slowly, then came out with an enormous fourth quarter. There you saw the Knicks' first turnover of the game.
That was a 16-point fourth quarter. 16 of his 24 points came when they needed it the most to end that 5-game losing streak.
Fast shot by Sherrod Wright. Knicks by 7. Minute and a half in. Third quarter. Ewing played by Wright. Smith back for Ewing. Beautifully done. Charles Smith and Patrick Ewing on the exchange. John Lucas is not happy, and he's taken a timeout. It's the Knicks 57 and the 76ers 48, so the Knicks now matching their biggest lead of the night. It's a 20-second timeout for the 76ers.
Knicks sharing the ball beautifully this evening. Patrick Ewing seeing the double team. Charles Smith commits to the drive and has the presence to stop that drive and get it back to Ewing. Charles Smith's first assist of the night. Knicks with 15 assists in the first half, which is a very big number for one half of play.
Philadelphia has missed all 4 of its field goal attempts here in the third quarter. Barrows backing his way, picked up on the switch, able to beat Monty Williams and then score over John Starks.
The hesitation move is what got it done for Barrows, and that's what left Monty Williams behind.
The Knicks 57 and the 76ers 50. Ewing close to a travel. Crowd wanted to call, then he was stripped. Burton and Barrows on the exchange, and a foul on Williams. Dana Barrows sent flying, but he's all right. Dana Barrows plays with great energy, never wants to go out of the game. As a result, plays a lot of minutes. Dana in his 6th year out of Boston College, originally a first-round draft pick of Seattle in '89. Beautifully executed fast break. Barrows and Burton. Barrows at the free throw line.
Barrows and Weatherspoon both in the top 5 in the NBA for minutes played per game this season. They're both averaging 40 minutes of play a game.
Dana Barrows at 91% at the line, so that was a rare miss. Coming into tonight, he'd hit 56 of his last 59 free throws. Starks for 3. And the rebound handled by Scott Williams. The Knicks lead is now 5. Weatherspoon. And he was hit by Williams. Monty Williams got the shoulder up on Clarence Weatherspoon, and a technical foul being called. It's on Monty Williams.
The team's second. A technical foul has been assessed to Monty Williams.
Monty Williams called for his first NBA technical. Apparently Blaine Reichelt felt that Monty, with his actions, was showing him up.
Anthony Mason checks back in for the Knicks for Monty Williams.
Another look at that play now as Weatherspoon works his way inside. Monty Williams pulls back. You can see him pulling back, and that's what he reacted to. He went out of his way, he felt, not to commit the foul. Very tight call by the official.
Monty Williams now replaced by Anthony Mason. Clarence Weatherspoon, averaging better than 18 points per game, has cut it to a 3-point Knick lead. The Knicks 57 and Philadelphia 55. Smith off the fake and rejected by Wright. Sherrod Wright with the block shot. Weatherspoon setting the pick. Hopper able to fight his way through. Weatherspoon popping. Scott Williams with the rebound. Weatherspoon, and the foul on Mason. So again, Weatherspoon to the line. Then it's Salvatore taking a long look at Anthony Mason. He did not like the reaction. The Knicks with their third team foul here in the early moments of the third quarter, and Clarence Weatherspoon will go back to the line. It's down to a 1-point Knick lead.
Just talking about minutes played in the NBA. Vin Baker from Milwaukee leading the NBA at 41 minutes plus a game. Weatherspoon, then Barrows, 2 and 3 respectively. They get plenty of workouts.
76ers able to keep it alive. Trailing by 1. The only time they led was right at the start by the count of 2-0. Knicks have led most of the way. Shot clock is down to 3. Mason anticipating. Anthony Mason off the steal. The Knicks 59 and the 76ers 56. 8 points for Mason.
Well, in the second half now, the Knicks want to step it up defensively. That's what separates them from teams like the Sixers, their team defense.
Burton. Forced shot by Burton. And the ball goes back to the Knicks. The Knicks try to make it 17 wins in their last 19 games. Try to make it 9 out of 10. And Pat Riley certainly intent on having his club as Ewing is able to hit, and the foul. Did not want the Knicks to look past Philadelphia for Orlando on Sunday. And the Knicks have looked sharp here tonight, although the Sixers do keep coming back. The Knicks have played well.
Ewing with a rolling hook shot. Hits the floor. Takes a little rest for a moment, like Clyde used to do, and then goes to the foul line now, although it looks like Patrick was shaken up a bit on the play.
He was fouled by Scott Williams, who collected his 4th and did not like it, and he's been hit with a technical. So things getting a little testy out here. The argumentative players are being hit with tees. Well, here's a double technical. Scott Williams was hit with a tee, as was Derek Harper.
I know you remember the emotional play of Scott Williams, Marv, as a member of the Chicago Bulls. Because a lot of his frustration, I think, was because he didn't play enough from his perspective, but he's got a comfort zone here now in Philadelphia with a 6-year deal.
He was the Sixers' first major free agent signing under John Lucas. And yes, he played largely a reserve role in his 4 years with the Bulls. Has 3 championship rings. Scott now sitting down after picking up the 4th foul and tagged with the tee. Bradley with the step. And the foul. Ewing called for the foul. Upset with himself. He went for the fake. And then trailing Bradley committed the foul.
Boy, that floor camera gives you a feeling for the size of Sean Bradley when he puts his hands up. What's nice about Bradley, too, he's not rejoicing in his success. He's very calm about the fine play that he's put forth.
11 points for Bradley. He's hit 5 out of 6 from the field. The Knicks lead by 4. 5 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Marv Albert with John Andres from the Spectrum. Smith for 3. Charles Smith hits the three-pointer. You can hear the reaction from the large number of Knick fans here at the Spectrum. Charles Smith with only his 6th from downtown this season. 6 of 17 from three-point land. And the Knicks have a 7-point lead.
Boy, Mason is working hard, boxing out, denying Sharon Wright the ball. That was some sequence of defense by Mason.
And the call made by the outside official. It's on Bradley. So Bradley is called for his third. A timeout is taken with 6:18 left in the third quarter.
You may have made a difference in someone's life. We can't tell you their name or anything about them. We can tell you that by using or being a designated driver like 80 million other Americans, you've made a very real contribution. You see, drunk driving fatalities declined by 32% in the last 10 years. We salute America's designated drivers, and we urge everyone to join you. By doing what's right, you're making things better. A message from Budweiser.
Is that Johnson's team behind us?
Exactly.
Are they members of Hertz #1 Club Gold?
Exactly.
Are we members of Hertz #1?
Not exactly.
So thanks to Hertz, they're going to get to the meeting on time. And we'll be late.
So exactly what'll I tell the boss?
In rent-a-car, there's Hertz, and there's not exactly. Make sure you choose the right one.
And then a dog in the cargo hold ate our presentation.
Is he buying it?
Not exactly.
Every year, one credit card gives you something other credit cards don't. Only the Discover card offers you Cashback Bonus Award. Cash. Over $500 million paid so far. And there's no annual fee. So carry the Discover card and improve your cash flow. It pays to Discover. Accepted wherever you see the Novus Network sign.
Knicks getting some good shooting again. Right now, the third quarter, just about halfway over. Take a look at Mason working hard on Wright, not allowing him position. He's just beating wherever Wright goes. Mason's getting there first. What hard work. And then the box out with the body on Wright. Took him right out of the play. That's very fatiguing to do that. That's why you don't see it that much.
Hopper for three. Barros with the save. The Knicks over the last 2 minutes have outscored the Sixers 8-2. They're up by 7. Just under 6 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Barros finding Wright. Stopped by Ewing. Quick move by Ewing to get a piece of the stop attempt by Sharon Wright.
It's all timing, and Ewing had it.
And a pushing foul called on Starks. So the second committed by Starks, but the Knicks over the foul limit, so Willie Burton will go to the line. That block by Ewing, his third of the night. Knicks have 5 in all. Charles Oakley making the trip to Philadelphia. Continues his workouts, looking to make his return following the All-Star break.
Good to hear. Charles is shooting around now. He seems to be coming back quicker than expected.
No date has been set. The Knicks will look at it after the All-Star break. Off the turnover, here's Burton for three. Handled by Smith. Ewing returning to Mason. Witherspoon broke it up.
Successive turnovers now. Knicks getting a little sloppy. Ewing didn't have any in the first half.
Willie Burton only 1 of 9 from the field. Here's Wright. And again Mason on the rebound. Rebound number 6 for Anthony Mason. A sellout crowd at the Spectrum. 18,168. Ewing had it knocked away. Another Knick turnover. Ewing thought it was foul. This is only the second sellout of the season. The previous one for the Phoenix Suns last Friday night. Last second victory by Phoenix in a come-from-behind effort over the 76ers. Bradley, wild shot. Here's Hoffer turning around Weatherspoon and taking all the way. Beautiful move by Derek Hoffer.
Boy, Hoffer blew a layup before in a situation like that. This was 3 times as difficult a shot, and he made it beautifully.
The Knicks lead 67-59. 76ers have hit only 2 of 13 from the field in the third quarter. We're just under 4 minutes remaining. Burton lost it. He ran it to Ewing. Here comes Starks. Starks puts the move on Weatherspoon. And a loose ball foul is called. It's on Ewing.
What a terrific effort by Ewing, though, in pursuit of a follow-up opportunity. John Starks. Nick's very alert now defensively. John forces the action. He's got the momentum. He keeps going. Ewing comes roaring in now behind him and is bumped out of the play. As you can see, another look at the play with at a different angle. Ewing coming in, but he was bumped out by Wright.
Sharon Wright, only a 66% free throw shooter at the line. 6'11", 260 pounds. Rookie from Clemson, first round draft pick. He was the 6th selection overall.
Wright will participate with other NBA rookies, one of 16 chosen next weekend in Phoenix at the All-Star weekend. The rookies have a game. Replace the old-timers game that used to take place, but a few injuries took place over the years, and it was decided to let the new and emerging talents be shown, and fans seem to like that. Wright will be one of them next weekend.
Several of the old-timers also taking it perhaps a bit too seriously, and there were some pulled hamstrings and more serious injuries, and it was thought that perhaps that's a game that could be shelved for a while. The Knicks with a 67-61 lead. Sixers have gone better than 4 minutes without a field goal.
Actually, old timers is a bad word. Legend.
Legend, yes,
Legend.
of course. Barrow's way off. Sixers have missed their last 6 shots. The Knicks take a timeout. They lead 67-61.
Universal Tool of Mastic, Long Island's leader in tool sales, service, and rentals, is proud to bring you the leader in power tools, Bosch Power Tools. They let you cut quicker, drill faster, and they have the best jackhammer in the world. Bosch is the name real pros use, and Universal Tool is where they go to get Bosch toughness, Bosch reliability, Bosch power. And remember, Universal Tool delivers, located in Mastic and their new location in Farmingdale. Call 420-1420.
Save me! Save me! Save me! I'm being held here at Franklin Square Ford, and you can save me and dozens of other Benjamin Franklins when you buy any new Ford, a new conversion van, or a quality pre-owned car at Franklin Square Ford. Don't let them keep me here another minute when you can put me in your pocket and have a new Ford in your driveway too. Franklin Square Ford, 690 Hempstead Turnpike, Franklin Square.
Are you ready for Saints lacrosse? The New York Saints go on the hunt for the Buffalo Bandits. It's coming. 8 o'clock Saturday night, February 11th at Nassau Coliseum. Brought to you by Bud Light. Just how hard-hitting is Saints action? Be there. The Bandits are gonna find out.
Reminder, tomorrow starting at 7:30, the Rangers on the road. Rangers having their problems, struggling here in the early going, taking on the Ottawa Senators, and you'll see it right here on MSG. One of the 2 Ranger victories coming over Ottawa. Ewing, yes. Patrick Ewing has hit 10 of 12 from the field.
Sixers have really cooled down. 2 out of 14 here in the third quarter. The Knicks 7 out of 15.
Weatherspoon The Knicks 69, Philadelphia 63. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third. Patrick Ewing's the high point man with 26. Gilbert Davis, who just made his return, was trying to find Ewing, but went off the mark. Ewing, 10 of 12 from the floor, 6 of 8 from the line with 26 points.
So much easier for Ewing, though, to get the bounce pass in his hands as opposed to the line drive that Hubert just threw.
76ers went 4 minutes and 45 seconds without a field goal before Weatherspoon hit last time down. Weatherspoon being played by Bonner. Very difficult shot.
He has propensity twice in this game to take very bad shots. When they isolated him all alone, he ends up with a fall-away jump shot.
And Bonner tries the outside shot.
What a move by Hubert Davis. It looked like he was overmatched on that play as he got close to the basket, but the off-balance left-handed shot was right on.
Knicks now lead 71-63 with 1:20 remaining in the third.
Anthony Bonner doing a Mason imitation on Weatherspoon defensively, fighting him for position.
Here's Breyer. Jeff Breyer with his third field goal. He has 6 points. And the Knicks now lead 71-65. 1 minute to go in the third. Davis. Yes. 7 points for Davis. The Knicks are shooting just under 52% for the game.
I bet we're about 50 yards from the basket where we're sitting broadcasting, and I could hear that net snap on that Hubert Davis jump shot. Boy, was he on target.
Good double team by the Knicks. 76ers will throw in with 9 on the 24. Bradley, bothered by Ewing, kicks it out. And it will be Nick Ball. The snapping of the net, one of the nicer sounds that you can hear.
I always did it, Marv, whenever I played.
I was going to ask you if you could relate to that sound, John. Davis off the pick, gets it back to Mason. Nice ball fake. Mason to the reverse. Bradley rebounds. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Barros trying to find the screen. Ewing jumping out at him. Barros to the drive.
Boy, what an embarrassment to the Knicks defenders.
Beautiful adjustment by Dana Barros, who was looking for the outside shot and then went to the drive.
Oh, he looks like a little person.
They're really not.
Look how smart he is.
They're not very intelligent, honey. They're dopey.
Fix him.
We have a dummy on our hood. Oh, where's he going?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
And now, Valley of the Apes.
Yo, I got flail. Let's go, baby, swing it. Yo. Swing me with the rock. Kick the rock. Hit me up.
Just a reminder, if you're talking basketball, Foot Locker speaks your language.
At the top, come on, meet me at the top.
Well, most of it. Foot Locker, where it all begins.
Good game, kid.
What happens when a car offers the comfort of a luxury car and the performance of a sports car? What happens when the same car can outmaneuver expensive European sedans while getting the gas mileage of a 4-cylinder compact? This is what happens. Presenting Motor Trend's Import Car of the Year, the Maxima from Nissan.
Bart's going to show you how easy it is to save big money with WizBucks. Let's clip them, Phil. WizBucks, a giant-sized way of saying nobody beats the Wiz.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by Hertz. For business, for pleasure, nobody does it exactly like Hertz. And by Nissan. It's time to expect more from a car.
The Knicks haven't heard much from Willie Burton tonight, only 1 for 9, but we take it back to December 13th this season against the team that dropped him 6 weeks earlier. Willie Burton put on a show here at the Spectrum with a 53-point explosion. The 53 was the most by a Sixer since Wilt Chamberlain had 53 against the Lakers, his subsequent team, in March of 1967. And the free throw broke Michael Jordan's Spectrum record of 52 points, and adoration ensued by his teammates.
Fourth quarter underway. Illegal defense is called. 50-plus point games, including back to the days of the Syracuse franchise. Wilt Chamberlain did it 11 times as a member of Philadelphia. One apiece for Billy Cunningham and Al Greer, Dolph Shays, Moses Malone, and Willie Burton joins the list.
And the 53 points are the most by an NBA player this season.
Right on the follow. And the Knicks now lead 73-70. Fourth quarter is underway here at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Capacity crowd for only the second time this season. Better than 18,000 on hand. Davis for 3. Bradley almost tipped it in for the Knicks. Barros, Rayer, and Burton on the floor, along with Wright and Bradley. Wright knocked away by Mason.
Boy, it looked like it went off Wright. That's what Mason was objecting to. That was a terrific move by Wright, though, springing and spinning around the tight defense of Mason to get free.
Pat Riley going with a front line of Charles Smith, who is guarding Sean Bradley, along with Anthony Mason, and Anthony Bonner, Hubert Davis, and Derek Hopper at the guards. Barros trying to shake loose, and does. 2-pointer indicates the official Ed F. Rush. Pointing to the line, Barros was on the line, but the Sixers are within 1. Knicks have led by as many as 9. Smith is clobbered.
Terrific move by Charles Smith. With his good jump shot, which he's demonstrated tonight, he faked jump shot, and then with one giant step, nice fake, one dribble, and he's right in there, and he was going tough to the basket.
Foul on Wright, committing his 4th. So the 76ers have come roaring back once again. The Knicks have led virtually all the way, led by as many as 9, and now have a 2-point advantage. Third of 4 meetings this season between the Knicks and Sixers. Knicks won the previous 2, winning here in Philly, although it was not easy. That was an overtime victory. And winning at the Garden, 107-103. Both games played in December. The Knicks 75, Philadelphia 72. Mason knocked it away. Bonner able to move it across. Hit by Barros on a switch. Smith back out for Hopper for 3. Yes. Hopper drilling it from downtown. And the Knicks now lead 78-72. And a timeout taken by John Lucas. 10 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the 4th.
Next is Lady. Exceptional sheen. Oh, very good color. Prince. Hands. Oh, such stateliness, such majesty.
Larry.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
The best of show? Mort.
So
rauchen verboten.
不要抽烟。
Apagorevete, tocatis ma.
タバコを吸わないでください。
Vietato fumare.
Cigarette sul mare.
In answer to our passengers' requests, Delta Airlines has become the first and only U.S. airline to fly totally smoke-free worldwide.
Yeah, they all look innocent enough until they start ganging up on you. Then you'll be glad you invested in the security of Jeep Grand Cherokee with full-time four-wheel drive, 190 horsepower engine, four-wheel anti-lock brakes, and a driver's airbag. Because when you're outnumbered millions to one, you need all the help you can get. Now get great values on Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo.
There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your tri-state Jeep and Eagle dealers.
Some happy Knicks fans made the trip down here. I don't know, Marv, do you recognize any of those faces?
Some of the people you spent time with earlier, John.
That's right. They've changed those since I met them earlier. Delta Airlines' upcoming Knicks schedule. Knicks go to Orlando, as NBA fans know, for an NBC telecast Sunday afternoon. Tuesday, they return home to the Garden for the Milwaukee Bucks. And then Wednesday, it will be at Indiana on MSG2.
Burton on the follow. He got hit by his own man, by Bradley. Burton was looking around but realized it was Sean Bradley who made the contact. John, as you know, that will not be counted as a foul. Take a look at it. There it is. Bradley fouling his own man. It's unbelievable.
Well, if he's going to commit a foul, I'm sure John Lucas prefers he fouls his own people.
Smith gets it back out to Davis. We're down to 5 on the 24. Hopper for 3. Way off. Fielded by Bonner.
24 seconds.
And it's a 24-second violation, and that it did not hit the rim. The Knicks 78 and the 76ers 72 with 9.5 remaining in this fourth quarter. Playing their first game of the month of February. Pat Riley looking back at last season, and the Knicks dropped off in February. Certainly pointing that out to his players. Wright unable to hit, got the step, rebounded by Mason. The Knicks coming off the brilliant run in January, winning 13 of 15. Here's Davis. What a move by Hubert Davis.
That's it. That's the move. The drive of Hubert's road career. That was something. Beautifully done.
The Knicks 80 and the 76ers 72. Barrows picked up momentarily on the switch. Here's Grayer. Knicks were looking for a tie-up, but it is a foul. Grayer driving into the crowd and was hit. Foul called on Bonner.
Let's take another look at Hubert Davis. Crossover dribble. That one between his legs as the move began, and he continued, and I think Hubert enjoyed that move.
That one might have been out of his Tar Heel, North Carolina days. That might have surprised Dean Smith, too. But Hubert's had another solid game, 4 for 7, 9 points in all. Patrick Ewing makes his return. So Grayer cuts it to a 6-point Knick lead. The Knicks with a record of 28 and 14. 6 games behind the first place Orlando Magic. Charles Smith took the push from Clarence Weatherspoon. The basket will not count. Foul before the shot. That's 2 on Weatherspoon.
Team second.
Non-shooting foul. Bonner now up front along with Smith and Ewing. Hopper and Davis in the backcourt. Nice ball movement. Hopper for 3. And run down by Grayer. Hopper's hit a couple from downtown tonight.
Barrows held under control tonight greatly by Derek Hopper.
And Sean Bradley hears it from the crowd. Bradley had a good first half. Bradley trying to push Ewing out of position. Harper passing on the 3 in that instance. And a loose ball foul against the 76ers. It's on Greer.
Bonner keeps so active going to the boards. You don't catch him standing around watching things happen.
Philadelphia with their 3rd team foul. It's a very quiet game for the combination of Willie Burton, 1 for 10 from the field, and Dana Barros, 5 out of 12. Davis for 3. Yes. Gilbert Davis from downtown, opening up a 9-point Knick lead.
Well, when I think back about 6 weeks ago, how Davis was struggling for such a sustained period, as was John Starks, what a turnaround by him.
Weatherspoon took the hit. Foul before the shot attempt. It's on Bonner.
His 3rd personal foul. 6 seconds.
And Anthony Mason getting set to check back in.
Anthony Mason returns to Knicks.
Mason comes on for Charles Smith. 13 points for Smith. 10-2 run by the Knicks. Sixers accounting for only 2 points the last 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Hoffer able to deflect it. And off the turnover, the Knicks move back to the front court. Ewing getting position on Bradley. Somehow shooting over the 7-6, Sean Bradley.
Boy, there's an example of determination overcoming height.
Patrick Ewing, 11 for 13, 28 points, along with 14 rebounds. Biggest lead of the night for the Knicks. They lead by 11. 6:40 to go in the 4th. Weatherspoon played very tightly by Mason, apparently too tightly, as he took the body from Mason, is called for the foul.
His 3rd personal foul. His 3rd team foul. Clarence Weatherspoon shooting 2.
The last Knicks field goal came at the hands of Patrick Ewing, guarded by the 7-6 Bradley. Patrick with that jump hook was right on target. He expected a foul, too.
Well, the Knicks enjoying that move by Patrick Ewing, who had to improvise. Weatherspoon is now 4 for 5 at the line. The Knicks lead 85-76. Hoffer putting the move on Barros and trying to slice his way through and drew the foul. Eric Hoffer with a nice change of pace move.
Personal foul, Dana Barros.
And the foul was called on Barros.
Sixers' 4th team foul.
Dana Barros, the Sixers' first all-star point guard since Maurice Cheeks. First guard to make the all-star team since Percy Hawkins. And the Knicks all-star, Patrick Ewing, able to hit the 30-point mark and give the Knicks an 87-76 lead.
Boy, that basket is awfully big for Patrick Ewing tonight. Demonstrated by his 12 out of 14 from the field.
Barros again. That's time for three-point range. And Barros is now 5 of 15 from the field. Mason off the fake. Oh, what a move by Anthony Mason. And the Knicks open up a 13-point lead.
And they are rising at the offensive end, and that usually stimulates a greater defensive effort as well in the 4th quarter from the Knicks.
The 76ers call for time.
Charles Minlin, Zendon Hamilton, Felipe Lopez. Don't miss St. John's as they battle UConn live from the Garden Saturday night on MSG2.
News 12's all-new morning lineup. More weather and traffic to help you get your day started. More business news from Wall Street. More of what's happening in your community. And more of the news that's made us Long Island's first choice for local news. It all kicks off at 6 a.m. News 12's morning lineup. What you need, when you need it most.
Save me! Save me! Save me! I'm being held here at Franklin Square Ford, and you can save me and dozens of other Benjamin Franklins when you buy any new Ford, a new conversion van, or a quality pre-owned car at Franklin Square Ford. Don't let them keep me here another minute when you could put me in your pocket and have a new Ford in your driveway, too. Franklin Square Ford, 690 Hempstead Turnpike, Franklin Square.
Well, Derek Hoffer has done a nice job against Dana Barros. Game in, game out. Usually, Derek has done the job. The one man who rose against Derek Hoffer this season, Rod Strickland, was unstoppable for Portland a couple of weeks back at the Garden. But interesting to see comments the last couple of days. Gary Payton of Seattle, Anthony Hardaway of Orlando, when they were asked who's the toughest guy to play. Well, Hardaway has certainly had some bright moments against Hoffer. Foul is called. Foul on Burton. Offensive foul. But both Payton and Hardaway say they respect Derek Hoffer as the toughest point guard that they have faced in their NBA career. And there are some who feel that Derek could have received consideration for an all-star slot this season.
Well, the team is going so well, and Derek has forced an identity all his own with his outstanding team play. Of late, of course, Pat Riley was outspoken the other night after his fine game at the Garden when he rescued the Knicks with those 7 3-point shots. I think it was a kind of a blessing from the coach to Derek Hoffer, more than an honest appraisal of his status as an NBA All-Star. I noticed Pat came out pretty strong for Horace Grant of Orlando, feeling that his presence has made a big difference in their turnaround in the winning record that Orlando is enjoying. Softening up for Horace in the weekend, I'm sure, right?
Horace is been an injury-plagued player. Hubert Davis hearing the applause from this very large contingent of Knicks fans at the Spectrum as he's replaced by John Starks, and a foul is called on the inbounds pass. And apparently a problem with the clock once again, this time the 24-second clock. John Starks sitting out a good portion of the second half because of the good play by Hubert Davis. 76ers have missed their last 5 shots. The Knicks in the midst of a 16-4 run. And this has kind of become a tradition here, John, at the Spectrum. Little meeting over at the official scorer's table. Try to figure out what mistake has been made by the crew here at the Spectrum. Is it the scoreboard? Is it the clock?
Well, Marv, you find, though, sooner or later it's worked out. So that's the positive side.
Burton off a double team, and he lost it off his foot. The Knicks have done a terrific job defensively against Willie Burton, and they have gone to the double team tonight. Remaining in the fourth. Bonner saw the opening and he challenged Bradley. Knicks 89 and the 76ers 76. Bradley being played by Mason now. Crowd looking for Bradley to take advantage, and he does. Sean Bradley at 7'6". Going against Anthony Mason.
The earlier game here in December, Marv, the Knicks had a 7-point lead with 2 minutes and some odd, about 2.5 minutes to go in the game, and that became an overtime game. So you know that Pat Riley doesn't want his team to have that episode repeated.
Look at Anthony Mason at about, what, 6'7". So, let's see, 5, 6, it's almost a foot. Bradley has almost a foot in height on Mason. We have got almost 7 minutes between field goals for the 76ers, who are trailing 89-78. 3:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Starks with the opening. That was a three-point attempt. Here's Graham, met by Hopper. Greg Graham, the second-year player from Indiana, lost it. Mason shovels it down, and Hopper will regroup.
John Starks 3 for 10 from the field tonight, 1 for 5 at threes.
Starks hits the three.
Nice the way we set him up for some success.
So John Starks with 12 points. The backcourt has done a nice job. Combination of Hopper and Davis and Starks. Patrick Ewing's had the hot hand. 12 of 14, 30 points, 15 rebounds for Ewing. Shot clock is down to 3. Starks broke it up. Here comes Mason. Starks on the drive. His foul.
Personal foul, Tim Perry, and his first personal.
Tim Perry, who was on the floor for the first time tonight, called for that foul. And the crowd filing out here in the final minutes.
Marv, I think they're sprinting.
Yes. Looking to beat the projected blizzard that will hit this area and the New York metropolitan area. And I'm told by the electronic wizard, Howie Singer, who is in a truck somewhere in the vicinity, that it is snowing. Looking outside. It is indeed snowing, John.
Do you feel smart that you're going to Orlando tonight instead of tomorrow now?
Yes.
With your revised plans?
John, you have to be able to make adjustments. 2.5 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the Knicks lead 93-78. Alston for Graham, and Blaine Reichelt with the foul call before the shot attempt against the Knicks.
Personal foul, Derek Harper.
It's called on Hopper.
His third personal foul.
So the Knicks are on their way to make 18 of the last 19 and 9 wins the last 10 games. A record of 29-14. '76ers have committed 7 turnovers in this fourth quarter. They had only 8 the first 3, and that has contributed to the Knicks pulling away. Here's Mason with Bradley back. Bonner for Starks. Starks and Hopper in the backcourt. Monty Williams up front with Anthony Bonner and Anthony Mason. Starks for 3. So John Starks with a couple of three-pointers in the final minutes. And the Knicks now lead 96-80. Graham unleashing. Greg Graham. The Knicks 96 and the 76ers 82.
Good things happening for the Knicks, even with Ewing on the bench now.
Mason rejected. And we're told with about 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter in Indianapolis, the Pacers in front of the Magic by 12 points. So the Knicks could pick up a full game and move within 5 of the Orlando Magic. Timeout has been called with 1:35 remaining in this fourth quarter.
Mrs. Humpty.
What is it, Earl?
Well, it's about Humpty.
Yes?
Ned and I have been thinking this through for a while, and it don't add up. Humpty was a pro. He'd never just lose his balance. We think Humpty was pushed.
Oh, no!
KNICKS. More information, more solutions, more stuff.
Try to keep things clean.
Why?
Because I said so.
When you fill up with Mobile Super Plus detergent gasoline,
Don't bounce
you
the
put
ball.
years of detergent know-how into your engine.
Wash your windows. Keep your fingers off the glass. This thing looks worse than your room does.
So we can help you clean the inside of your engine as you drive and keep vital parts free from dirt and deposits. Of course, keeping the inside of your car clean, well, we'll have to leave that up to you. Mobile. How can we help you?
Well, with a 14-point lead with a minute and a half to go, it looks like some Knicks fan got a hold of the game ball. Put a little curse on it. And the Sixers right now deep in the hole, and a little artistry there, Marv. Kind of thing you do with your humor. Looks like the Tasmanian devil there in the crowd. That young man. We all have to have our heroes.
Alston will inbound. Rayer got the step on Stark. Jeff Rayer for the Sixers. And the Knicks now lead 96-84. Bonner able to remain in bounds as we went along the baseline. And foul being called. Bennett Salvatore. Greg Graham picks it up. And with the 76ers over the limit, Derek Hopper to the line. Derek to the line for the first time.
Marv, I'd like to remind you that tonight at 11:30, following a replay of Knicks game night, you and your family and friends can catch a replay of tonight's Knicks Sixer game on Knicks Rewind right here on the MSG Network.
John, as I sit and listen to you the last couple of hours, I feel a real good night's sleep will really solve all your problems. Really will help. Get a solid 9 or 10.
Oh, that would be great.
A minute 10 remaining in this fourth quarter, and the foul is called on Anthony Mason. And the Spectrum has emptied out. Better than 18,000 on hand most of the way. Second set out of the season for the 76ers, but they have fled.
Well, Sean Bradley, in the month of January, finally had his 82nd NBA game. Because in his rookie year, he didn't play that much with his knee injury. So he's really got 1 year in terms of number of games, and it's taking him a while. A lot of people are getting impatient with the $44 million man.
He was showing some signs last year coming on before he got hurt, then hurt the knee again this season. We're just under a minute to go in this fourth quarter. And the Knicks with a 12-point lead. Starks from way out for the three. That's his third three in the final minutes. And the Knicks now lead 101-86. 19 points for John Starks. Down to 48 seconds. And John, here is the traditional walk to the scorer's table because the 24-second clock once again is not operating.
I have a feeling, Marv, that this is for you. This one's for you.
So when they are able to figure this out, the 76ers will inbound in front court. And now they say, no, come to the back court. Perhaps it is easier than adjusting the clock. Leave the 24 up there and just throw it in from the backcourt. Makes sense.
Particularly when it's snowing hard.
The Knicks 101 and the 76ers 86. Graham tried to work his way and lost it. And Starks was fouled. John Starks going the length of the court, but it won't count. Apparently a leak in the roof at the Spectrum. So, John, it is snowing indoors. And fortunately, not in the area of the court.
Yes. Well, Marv, stick around, and in a couple of years, there'll be a new arena here in the vicinity. And you won't have anything to pick on, I think.
Are you enjoying? Do you enjoy the stoppages? Is this something that you look forward to? I know how much you enjoy doing games.
Well, I'm thinking of the players. It gives them a chance to catch their breath, you know.
John Starks with 12 of his 21 here in the fourth quarter, and a timeout was called with 36 seconds remaining. Timeout taken by Philly.
Schedule a meeting. Take the shuttle. Then cross your fingers. Schedule a meeting. Take Amtrak's Metroliner. Then cross your legs. Metroliner. The smarter shuttle.
Here, Pepper. Bring it here, boy.
Honey, dinner's ready.
Let's go, Pepper.
Honey.
All right, all right. Can I get some help here?
New York Lotto. Hey, you never know.
There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers.
Well, the Knicks following tonight headed to Orlando to face the Orlando Magic on Sunday, and then back home at Madison Square Garden. Face the Bucks next Tuesday. The Knick portion of the crowd is responding with the Indiana Pacer lead over the Orlando Magic flashed on the message board in the fourth quarter. Indiana 108 and the Magic 96. And we're told updated score with about a minute change left. It is now a 7-point Indiana lead. If the Pacers hold on, the Knicks move within 5 games of the leaders in the Eastern Conference. We are down to 25 seconds left in the game. John Starks has been on fire from long range in this fourth quarter. Crowd wants him to shoot. At least those remaining, and he does. And hits! That's his fourth three-pointer in the final minutes.
I remember saying he was 3 for 10, and I think a second later it all turned.
5 out of 6 from downtown overall. And that will do it. John Starks finishing with 24 points, and he finishes 7 out of 14. As the Knicks defeat the 76ers 106 to 86. The Knicks go to 29-14, and they have won 17 of their last 19. Starks, incidentally, scoring 15 of the Knicks' last 17 points. We'll be back with the recap right after this.
I know it sounds crazy, but yeah, I took the high endurance challenge from Old Spice because I didn't really think it could work better than my old deodorant, but it does. It evaporates less quickly, it also lasts longer, protects better. Try it. If you don't think it's the best, call 1-800-PROVE-IT and they'll buy you a stick of yours. So if you still think every deodorant works the same, take the high endurance challenge from Old Spice because now you got proof. Guaranteed.
MCI friends and family customers, have you looked at your bill lately?
I'm with MCI, and I have 9 calls on my bill, and none of them are on my calling circle.
I have 23 calls on my bill, and 3 of them are in my calling circle.
Why work hard to save? With AT&T True USA Savings, you can call anyone, anytime, anywhere in the U.S. and save. Just call 1-800-PICK-ATT today.
AT&T is simple. You pick up the phone, you call who you want to, and you get your savings.
Here's how True USA Savings works for you. Spend $25 a month and you'll save 20% off your AT&T bill. Guaranteed.
I'm always over $25 a month, so that's great for me. I can plan on it.
And True USA Savings gets even better. When you spend $75 a month, you'll save 30%. Guaranteed. It's easy. Switch today.
It's how much you spend is how you get your savings. That's probably the best way to go.
4 out of 5 MCI friends and family basic users will save more with True USA Savings. Call today and switch for free.
This is a plan that would bring me back to AT&T.
Your true voice.
These days, people who really understand money carry the Discover Card. That's because the Discover Card Cashback Bonus Award is just that, cash. Everyone can use more cash, and there's no annual fee. That's why the Discover Card is the choice of people who really know the drill. It pays to discover. Accepted wherever you see the Novus Network sign.
Dear car owners, next time someone tells you need new brakes, come to Midas. We'll use our written 45-step brake inspection and explain your repair options so you can be involved in what the job will cost. That's the Midas way, the way it should be.
The Knicks have made it 3 out of 3 over the 76ers this season. An easy 106-86 victory. John Starks finishing with a flourish. He accounted for 15 of the last 17 Knick points, put on a show from three-point range, finished 5 of 6 from downtown, 24 points in all. The Knicks were 9 of 17 from three-point land. John catching fire. Derek Harper, Hubert Davis, and John Starks severely outplaying the 76er backcourt tonight. Strong game for Patrick Ewing with 30 points and 15 rebounds. Just a very solid all-around effort by the Knicks. Now let's join with Mike Crispino at our New York studio.
All right, thanks very much, Marv. There is usually many reasons why a team loses 32 of their 45 games, and the Knicks took advantage tonight of many Sixer weaknesses, holding them at 1 point over 8 minutes without a field goal, taking advantage and turning the ball over to win their 17th game in their last 19. Patrick Ewing continues his stellar play with 30 points, and the Knicks now are really breathing down the necks of the Orlando Magic. Let's check out what happened in the game just seen here on MSG. The Knicks win it by 20 points. John Lucas's team should be better than this. It seems like they've got the talent. Dana Barros, an all-star at point guard, feeding low to Scott Williams early in a 6-5 Philadelphia lead, but that was about it. For highlights, Monty Williams crashing down the lane, and the rebound by Patrick Ewing gave the Knicks a 14-10 lead. Ewing was on his way to a 30-point night. Barrows to Sean Bradley, one of the few nice moves by him, a hook shot here. The Knicks were up 30-24 after 1. With Pat Riley looking on, the Knicks defense started to pick up in intensity. Off a loose ball, Anthony Mason picks it up and finds Ewing. The Knicks led it 50-46. Now, near the end of the half, a big three-pointer for New York. It came on a nice pass from John Starks, the open man, Derek Harper, and he hit it with 1.9 seconds remaining, and many of the Knicks fans who took the ride down the turnpike enjoying that shot for sure. Then a steal by Anthony Mason, who's playing great basketball. 59-56, the Knicks by 3. Charles Oakley looking on and certainly looking to get back in the lineup as Sean Bradley looks for the ball. He wants it, he gets it, then spins on Patrick Ewing and jams it. The Knicks lead was 62-58. Then the fourth quarter, Derek Harper lights it up. Open for a moment, you can count it. The Knicks shot over 50% from three-point range. Lloyd World Be Free used to do it. Now he's a member of the Sixer organization and watching tonight. Here's Hubert Davis, another nice night for him. Hubert gives the Knicks a 9-point lead as they started to open it up late in the fourth quarter. Patrick Ewing, then another jump shot over Bradley. No match tonight, Bradley. Nice up fake by Patrick and the hook. And the Knicks pull away to win it. Starks with 15 of the last 17 points for the Knicks. The final again, 106-86. Well, the Knicks have picked up some more, gained some more ground, I should say, on the Orlando Magic. It is a final now at Market Square Arena. Indiana has held on to win it 118-106. Rick Smits had 27 points, 21 through 3 quarters, and he finished off the Orlando Magic. Dennis Scott came off the bench to score 35 for Orlando tonight, but the Knicks now trail them by 4 in the loss column as they head to Orlando to play on Sunday. Charlotte, the reigning Central Division leaders, hosting the Big Dog and the fabulous Baker Boy, the Milwaukee Bucks in town. It was all Charlotte, 117-98. And talk about balance. Nothing from Alonzo tonight, nothing really from Larry Johnson. They had 23 from Muggsy Bogues. They had 20 from Scott Burrell, and they also had 19 from Hersey Hawkins in the victory. Now in Washington, a change of the forwards tonight. Chris Webber returning after the dislocated shoulder. Kevin Duckworth suspended and sent to the sidelines for being a fatty boy. He is out of the lineup right now and out of shape, certainly. Washington falls 105-95. Miami had 30 points from Billy Owens. That's a season high for him. Matt Geiger chipped in with 19 as well. Seattle, a 6-point lead over Atlanta. They've lost 12 of the last 13 at the Omni. Portland by 10. They've never lost to the Timberwolves, playing in the 4th quarter of that one. Elsewhere, it is San Antonio by 13 over Dallas. Spurs on a 5-game run. Clippers later against Golden State in a 10:30 start, the least of the NBA schedule. Denver and the Lakers also at 10:30, and the Bulls are in Phoenix against one of the best teams in the NBA at home, the Phoenix Suns, who are 19-2. Here it is, the last look at the venerable Chicago Stadium, which met the wrecking ball today and did not fare well. Since 1928, the building has presented sporting events, but the glory days are over. The new United Center has replaced it today, the last official day as it came down, the last official day of the Chicago Stadium's existence. We'll go back to Philadelphia. More thoughts from Marv Albert and John Andres after these words here on MSG.
A Cadillac DeVille, a Lincoln Town Car. The DeVille has front-wheel drive and full-range traction control standard. The Town Car doesn't. Just something to think about when you have somewhere to be this winter. Discover all the advantages of DeVille's front-wheel drive and full-range traction control today.
So, you think you can pick me up in the morning?
See your Cadillac Tri-Statesman.
Black Jesus, Magic, the Pearl, you know, hasn't really helped. All that herky-jerky, jackknifing and spinning with hasn't really helped. All that herky-jerky, jackknifing and spinning was necessary for me to get my shot off. So if he moves that way and you go that way, then you moving and doing it, your little dips and doos and whatnot. Sometimes I'd surprise myself. Sometimes when I'd spin, I'd do something in the midst of doing it, I'd say, damn, Earl, that was beautiful.
Today's term is downtown. When the defense is in my face and I've got to score, I go downtown, way downtown. And when I want to get some music, I go to Nobody Beats the Wiz.
Some musical layups. I Was Mini Max Shelf System, a 5 CD changer from Magnavox, and you'll hear your Yamaha speakers all the way downtown.
When you need a 3, it's up to me. And when you need some music, Nobody Beats the Wiz.
When you read the New York Times, people think you like to read about international trade agreements and healthcare reform, when in fact, a lot of our readers prefer to read the help wanteds.
Anybody got work for a retired tennis player from Colorado?
The New York Times. Read what you like.
What did you think I was from? Toity-toid and toid?
Final call.
We've got to move fast, Kirby. I hope you booked Hertz.
Not exactly, but this company's fast. As fast as Hertz #1 club goal? Not exactly, but they do have a special place to pick up the car.
Like Hertz?
Not exactly, but it'll be waiting.
Under a canopy? With the keys in it?
Not exactly.
And protected from the weather?
Not exactly.
In Rent-A-Car, there's Hertz and there's not exactly. Make sure you choose the right one.
Counting on that promotion, Kirby?
No, not exactly. Ah!
Have defeated the 76ers 106-86. Many standout performances this evening for the Knicks. Derek Harper with another solid game, 14 points, 7 assists. Good job against Dana Barros. And John is with Derek Harper. Let's go to John.
Thank you, Marv. Derek Harper, this is like Madison Square Garden. We're surrounded with Knicks fans here. Did that help your team tonight?
I think it definitely did. I think you could tell that they were here from the start of the game, and I think it definitely gives you a lift. Everywhere we go, we have a lot of support, and it's great.
The loyalty down here in Philadelphia from Knicks fans is amazing. I mean, the fans are really into it. The team is on a roll. Struggled a little bit tonight with the Sixers, and all of a sudden the defense intensified in the fourth quarter. And your teammate in the backcourt got a little crazy, John Starks, didn't he?
Well, John played very well at the end of the basketball game, and we needed him to step up and play that way. Philadelphia played tough. They've taken most teams down to the wire. Tonight was no different. I think, like you mentioned, our defense picked up in the second half, and that's what allowed us to go out and finish this game off.
Derek, throughout the game, you were concerned with the high score of the Sixers. It wasn't just the fourth quarter. Dana Barros, what did you do to contain him as well as you did?
I basically try to keep the ball out of his hands once he gives the basketball up. They run a lot of stuff for him, a lot of pick-and-roll plays. They isolate him from time to time. All you can do is hope that you're going to get help and make him earn everything that he gets out on the court, and that's what I tried to do.
Word has seeped into the arena, Derek, that Orlando lost tonight to Indiana. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's good that they lost. You know, that's the team that we're chasing, and I think the important thing is that we take care of business, that we continue to win our games, and I think we'll be all right against them.
Now, you get back to the game you lost down there in Orlando earlier in the season, and you think of the mental status of the team then versus now. What do you feel the difference is?
Well, it's night and day. There, we didn't know who we were as a basketball team at that particular point. We got off to a slow start. Things didn't go well for us, but we gained our momentum back, and I think we want to go down there the way we're playing right now.
Of course, the big guy will be there. You know they'll be frustrated after 2 losses in a row. I refer to Shaquille O'Neal. Will he get special attention, or do you think Patrick can handle him by himself?
Well, I think you have to double team a guy like that. I don't think one guy is going to be able to contain him, just like one guy can't contain Patrick Ewing. So we have to have a team effort against Shaq, and hopefully we'll be able to slow him down, if not contain him. You're not going to stop him the whole day, but we can slow him down a little bit.
Derek, your shooting now has been sensational the last few games. Are you doing anything different with your long-range shot?
Just getting ready to shoot the basketball. Patrick is playing extremely well inside, and it's freeing us up for a lot of comfortable shots, and I'm just trying to get ready to knock him down.
Derek, you and your teammates get down to Orlando with a lot of support. You're feeling it here in Philadelphia, and we wish you the best of luck, and congratulations on a terrific game tonight.
Thanks a bunch.
Let's get back to Marv now.
All right, John, so it's a Knicks victory over the 76ers here in Philadelphia, 106-86, and the Knicks march on. 17 wins of the last 19 games, 9 of the last 10. They now have won 29 and lost 14. The Knicks will be back at Madison Square Garden on Tuesday night to go up against the Milwaukee Bucks. Knicks game night at 7 o'clock. Game time at 7:30. That will follow the matchup with Orlando at the arena in Orlando on Sunday. The Pat Riley news conference is coming up on the Knicks post-game report. That is ahead just moments from now. Madison Square Garden announcers clothing is provided by Perry Ellis Menswear. Marv Albert with John Andres from the Spectrum. We'll be back in a moment with the Knicks post-game report.
New York Knicks basketball has been brought to you by Ice Draft. Taste the future of draft beer. New Ice Brewed Ice Draft from Budweiser. By Head & Shoulders and Head & Shoulders Dry Scalp, because great hair can't have flakes. By AT&T International Business Services. Let AT&T work for you. By the Discover Card. It pays to discover the card that pays you back. And by Nike, who encourages you to participate in the lives of America's youth.
What's up, y'all? This is Ed Lover.
Yo, this is Dr. Dre.
I'm talking peanut butter and jelly.
Batman and Robin.
Hot 97 presents Ed Lover and Dr. Dre live and uncensored at the Paramount on February 21st, featuring comedy performances by Tommy Davidson.
What's up with you?
Chris Rock.
Did they do something with the camera? Did they get a black body double?
And Adele Gibbons.
What's up, New York?
Get tickets to the Garden Box Office and Ticketmaster or charge by phone. Ed Lover and Dr. Dre live and uncensored. Children, get your parents' permission.
Knicks fans, the official yearbook of the 1994-95 New York Knicks is here. This 140-page edition gives you a close-up look at the entire team with full-color action photos, plus photos from last year's exciting charge to the NBA Finals. even a special section commemorating the silver anniversary of the Knicks' first World Championship team. For your copy, send the $11 check or money order to Knicks Yearbook, 2 Penn Plaza, New York, 10121. Attention, Debbie.
You choose. At Citibank, the city never sleeps.
Back in Philadelphia, the New York Knicks have made it 8 wins the last 9 games on the road, and they are now 13-9 away from Madison Square Garden as they defeat the 76ers 106-86. An all-around solid performance by the Knicks. Let's listen in now on the Pat Riley post-game news conference. Discovered he is only the...
Get someone else to do that and have Kenny posted inside.
Well, apparently we are having audio difficulties and hope to get back to the Pat Riley news conference in just a moment. A look first at the leading scorers summary brought to you by your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers. There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers. Patrick Ewing had his way right throughout at the hot hand. 12 of 14 from the field in his 40 minutes, 30 points along with 15 rebounds. John Starks came on late and scored 15 of the Knicks' last 17 points. He had 24 in all, 7 out of 14 from the field, 5 for 9 from three-point range. Harper with 14 points. Derek also had 7 assists. Charles Smith with 13. Hubert Davis shot well. He had 12, 5 out of 8 from the field. And Anthony Mason, 5 of 11 for 10 points and 7 rebounds. For the 76ers, Clarence Weatherspoon, the high man, with 19 on 7 out of 15 from the field. 16 for Barros, who has played very well by Derek Harper. Had difficulty finding his shots, only 5 out of 14. 15 for Bradley and 10 for Grayer. The Knicks shot 53% from the field, 39 of 73, and Philadelphia, after the fast start, dropped off to 41% for the game.
Well, that means in the second half, the Knicks held them to around 30% from the field. So the defense that the Knicks usually save for the second half, the toughest part of their defense, rather, came through again tonight, as well as the hot hand of John Starks in the fourth quarter.
And the Knicks again had the three-point shot working, 9 for 17 from downtown. A 20-point win for the New York Knicks. We'll be right back.
The New York Knicks postgame report is brought to you by Citibank. For banking anytime, anywhere, any way you choose. At Citibank, the city never sleeps.
What happens when a car offers the comfort of a luxury car and the performance of a sports car? What happens when the same car can outmaneuver expensive European sedans while getting the gas mileage of a 4-cylinder compact? This is what happens. Presenting Motor Trend's Import Car of the Year, the Maxima from Nissan.
I still enjoy going to work in the morning.
Nothing like that feeling.
It's worth everything. Owning my own business.
I have my own business. I enjoy it. I feel strong.
It's a great feeling.
When it's your business,
You put your heart and soul into every decision.
I basically dictate my fate.
Confident flexibility that you have.
So consider this one. The corporate card from American Express.
To me, that's a sign of success.
The card that helps you manage smarter.
Call now and we'll take your application right over the phone.
Now, small businesses save 3% on mobile gasoline.
That's a plus.
And get discounts on car rentals, hotels, and UPS overnight shipping. Accident disability insurance at no extra cost. And detailed monthly and quarterly reports to maintain control.
American Express backs me.
See how the corporate card gives you what it gives over 1 million small businesses. The freedom to do what you do best. Watch your mail for your corporate card application or call 1-800-SUCCESS.
The best card to have.
You'll soon remember why you started your own business in the first place.
You obviously have to love what you're doing.
The Knicks with the 106-86 win over the Philadelphia 76ers, and with Orlando losing to Indiana tonight, the Knicks are only 5 games behind Orlando for the race for top spot in the Eastern Conference. Charlotte number 2 in terms of playoff seeding because they are the top team in the Central. Now we are set to listen in on the Pat Riley News Conference, so let's try once again.
We had, you know, an excellent game, you know, from the standpoint of, you know, having an opportunity, you know, in the fourth quarter to open it up. We made a lot of good plays. You know, did a good job in the second half. You know, especially, I think, early, they were making a lot of shots off our rotations. We're not closing and covering people, but it's just a good, solid road win. A good team win.
They had no answers for Patrick Ewing early. Just how dominant was he?
You know, they double him. They try to double him. He's making good passes out. They're living off of that pretty good. He was getting it pretty deep early, and before they could get down there and come, you know, and double him. But, you know, he's been doing that every night for the last month.
You got good team defense down the stretch. You got good team defense down the stretch in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, no, we played real well in the second half, you know, from a defensive standpoint of covering the sets and, you know, getting them down to the last, you know, 10 seconds of shot clock. I thought Harp did a great job on Dana, you know, from the standpoint we were committed to blitzing him and not let him come off picks and play the game. And our pick and roll defense was sharp from the standpoint of rotating and covering people.
Something to keep you guys on the road, the streak you guys have had with the road wins defensively, has it been something different every night?
No, we're playing solid. We've played the same defense for, you know, 4 years, and guys are very familiar. As long as they're active and alert and reading situations well, you know, we can cover most sets. What they do a lot of is they isolate a lot at the end with Burton and with Spoon. So then it's just an individual standpoint at that time.
Bonner gave you very energetic.
Yeah, he helps deplete. He does a good job. Yeah. You know, I mean, you know, Spoon he got off to a good start. He had 3 turnaround jumpers, but you know that's the shot we want him to take. We just don't want to give up second shots off of that. You know, if he does miss, but. We did a good job.
You got solid offense from a number of people tonight as well.
We played well as a team. We were efficient. We had 6 turnovers in the third quarter, which I think hurt us a little bit. We had a chance to open it up then, but in the fourth quarter we made some shots and did not turn it over a lot.
Are you especially pleased considering the game Sunday and everybody's anticipating?
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's we've worked hard for 5.5 weeks to try to cut the gap, and you know, so it's going to be one of those games. We're looking forward to it. We've got to be ready. The last time we went down there, we were so bad offensively, you know, from the standpoint early in the game. I mean, we were missing and turning it over. I think Pat was 0 for 6 the first. He had 6 good shots. They just, you know, it crushed us. And the game got so out of hand in the first half that there was never a chance. So we got to get off to a good start. You know, be solid with our offense and you know, not let them feed off of poor offense execution.
Not let them what?
Feed off. You know, if we're not playing well offensively, they're going to be running on in. You know, it's tough enough as it is to play them, you know, defensively if you're not sharp offensively. And I think we had, you know, they had 25 or 30 points off our turnovers. It was just, you know, unlike the first game we played at the Garden where we were so much better and efficient. You know, I think we're a better team now than we were the last time we played down here.
How different a challenge has it been for your club this year to be chasing a team rather than setting a pace?
Well, we got off to a bad start. You know, the difference between us and Orlando right now from a record standpoint is the home. We lost 5 games at home, you know, but when they're healthy, and they have been for the most part, except now they're a little bit banged up, you know, they're the most talented team in the league. But you know, they've been playing well, and they've hit a bump in the road right now, but it's okay. You know, sometimes you have to take a different path.
From a motivation standpoint, is sometimes that a good thing?
You know, the expectation level, I think, has transferred a little bit to them. Everybody looks at them in Phoenix right now, so we just got to keep playing basketball, not worry about all of that stuff, where we're coming from, but, you know, we just got to keep working. Not worry about that.
Did you notice at all the score in Indiana?
No, I did not. I did not. I saw the score, yeah, in the final. That's all I saw, but, you know, we were 8 games behind at one time, and now we got a chance to cut it to 3. That's what it's about. That's good.
So you don't necessarily think it helps your guys produce because the expectation is swung to the other guys?
I don't think we think about that at all.
Yeah.
No, this is all about, you know, getting through the season, playing well, you know, developing the best position you can develop. You know, we just got to keep playing as a team every night.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
As you might expect, Pat Riley with only positives coming off tonight's win over the 76ers here in Philadelphia and looking to the Orlando Magic at the O-Arena, John, on Sunday afternoon. Let's check in with Mike Crispino at the MSG Sports Desk.
All right, thanks very much, Marv. Coming up at 11 from the Sports Desk, we will have the entire NBA story, including Chris Webber's return to the lineup, the Bullets and the Heat tonight. Also details on what happened with the Magic and the Indianapolis Pacers in Indiana. Also, Pete Carroll, the former Jet coach, has a new job. He's out on the West Coast. We'll tell you about that. And there is a new Eagles head coach, Ray Rose. We'll have that story as well. Two sides meeting in Washington tonight in the baseball strike, hoping to resolve it perhaps by next week in time for spring training to start with real players. We'll hear from Buck Showalter, the Yankee manager, on whether he will manage replacement players if that becomes an eventuality. It is time again for Davis Cup tennis, and we'll have the story on the first-round matches played down in St. Petersburg, where there was a shocker between France and the United States today, and also golf. PGA Tour at the AT&T Pebble Beach in California. We'll have the story of that tournament. Coming up at 11 from the MSG Sports Desk, we hope you'll join us.
Okay, the shot's set, everyone's smiling, and then no flash. Next time, use Energizer batteries that nobody beats the Wiz. They just keep on going.
If you're shopping around for a new car, it makes perfect sense to visit the one dealership that displays the most popular brands. Hi, I'm Bob Neister for all my friends at East Hills Chrysler Jeep in Roslyn. Whether you want to buy or lease a brand new Chrysler, Plymouth, Jeep, or Eagle, you're sure to find what you're looking for when you visit East Hills Chrysler Jeep. It's the one place you'll find a complete inventory without disappointment. And when it comes to price, you'll find my friends at East Hills Chrysler Jeep very, very customer friendly.
Are you ready for Saints lacrosse?